Overcast, as we welcome you to Castle Avenue in Clontarf. It's match number 3 of the Evara Women's Tri-Series, T20 International Series, and today it is Ireland against Pakistan. An opportunity for both these sides to claim their first win in the series. Delighted to be alongside the legendary Isabel Joyce, long-time Ireland captain, somebody who captained Ireland, incidentally, at their first ever appearance at the Women's T20 World Cup, which is where Ireland will be up next, and indeed two-time World Cup winning wicketkeeper Julia Price. Thanks for being here. Isabel, let me start with you. I have just heard the news that neither side has changed for the lineup today. A little bit surprised, given that it's a bit of a warm-up tournament, or is there method in the madness there?
No, I always think it's difficult to change a winning team. So both teams looking for their first win. They obviously felt first game out that they had their strongest 11. They still feel that's the case. And when more people are performing better, that's when it's easier nearly to pick the one or two that could change and bring in your change players. So I think that might be it. And they also know they have a couple of games to come. So give some confidence to players by keeping the same 11 and then maybe experiment a little bit later on.
So as things stand, Julia, it was closer in the end for Pakistan than they might have imagined against West Indies, who've won both their matches so far. But going down by 25 runs in the second match of this tri-series, Pakistan, but they didn't look like they were going to get anywhere near within 25 runs of West Indies total. I mean, tail genuinely wagged.
Yeah, the 6, 7 and 8 got some good runs, and we've been talking about this a fair bit with the fact that Fatma Sana Khan should be batting higher. She has just been on fire so far in 2026, and we'd really like to see her get up the order a little bit. Obviously, the top order failed yesterday or 2 days ago, and I think it's an opportunity for them. They haven't changed their team, as you mentioned. I think it's an opportunity for them to have another opportunity to get some runs on the board, get some form, and not necessarily have to rely on the back order.
Yeah, and you want to go into a tournament with the likes of Aisha Zafar, Gul Feroz, and in particular Muniba Ali, because she makes, when she gets in, she really gets in.
Yeah, she's an experienced player in this team, and they want to see those people getting the runs and probably not having to wait till the back order. But at the same time as we mentioned that, I just think it's a good opportunity to allow everyone to get some time in the middle, use this tournament as a lead into the World Cup. Obviously, it's important, this tournament as well, and people would want to win the series. But I think getting some time in the middle, both with bat and ball, is great for the World Cup.
Isabel, if I can go back to Ireland for a bit, obviously there's going to be a little experimentation with Gabby Lewis out of the squad, so to a certain extent, Alana Dalzell coming in. She has been opening in Super Series matches so far this campaign. Do you like the trial of Dalzell at the top of the order? Would you go somewhere else maybe?
No, well, I think what they've done is obviously Laura Delaney missing out, so they have 2 changes there, opener and number 5 or 4, because Leah Paul was 4 and now she's 5. But yeah, I think moving her up and not disrupting too much the rest of the lineup is the thing. And she did do well in the Super Series. She was up the top and she was very good over the top, so that's what they would like. Against West Indies, it's not a great matchup because they have tall openers that bowl it into the surface, but they might do better with that experimentation against Pakistan today.
Well, a short while ago, both Julia and Isabel were out in the middle with the captains for the coin toss.
It's match 3 in the Evara Women's International Tri-Series, and the two teams who haven't faced off yet face off this afternoon in slightly overcast conditions. Out with me in the middle for the toss I have the two captains. From Ireland, it's Orla Prendergast. From Pakistan, it's Fatma Sana Khan. And we've got Graham McRae, our match referee, having a look at things. OP, take it away.
Yes. Are we gonna bat first?
Fatma, you've decided to bat first. Can you tell us why?
Just because the conditions looks very simple. It look like a batting track, so we will try to put the maximum total.
You've had a little bit of time since that game against West Indies. Do you feel like 174 is a good target to go for?
Yeah, I think 180 plus is a good target here because we know the side is good, so we will try to put the 180 plus.
Bowling wise, you weren't that happy about how things went. What do you think you're going to do today? Do you have any extra bowlers in the team that are going to maybe give you some more options?
Yeah, we will play today with the extra spinner as well. So we just try to more clinical in the bowling and the going with the more variations.
Can you tell us what that change in the team is?
We have a same team, but Aisha Zafar is also a bowler, so we will use the.
Okay. Well, best of luck. Thanks so much. Orla, you've lost the toss. Are you happy with how things have gone?
Yeah, we're going to have a bell, so definitely happy enough with that. I think it looks okay, but a tiny bit of rain around, so yeah, definitely happy to have a bell.
You've had a good bit of time since the game, a disappointing start to the tri-series. What have you thought about in the intervening time that you want to put right today?
A good few things. I think batting definitely is just partnerships in the middle. That's what we lacked, and a couple of potentially soft dismissals that we've looked through as a group. Slightly different options maybe could be a better shout with the dimensions of the ground here. I thought our fielding was really good. I think it can always be improved upon. Ava Canning was brilliant with the ball, so that was great to see. And I think it was a pretty well-rounded bowling performance. Obviously, scoreline didn't quite tell that, but definitely a lot of positives to take.
Yourself and Arlene only bowled one over each. What was the thinking behind that?
Just mixing things up. There was a pretty strong wind, so I thought Lana Dalzell coming down the hill with her away swing was a good shout. But yeah, look, I think the game could play out very different today, and hopefully 4 each for both of us.
Finally, any team news for us?
Same team as last day.
Okay, thanks very much, Orla. Right, so the news from the middle is Pakistan have won the toss and they've elected to bat. And now it's time to take a look at the pitch and to talk you through it. Julia Price.
Thank you very much. Well, we're on the same pitch we have been for the past 2 days. 19 degrees today, though feels like 16, so probably won't be in the short sleeves for too long. But we can see that there's been a bit of wear and tear, particularly around the crease. Isn't going to affect too many people. We've got a little bit of in the follow through, a bit of rough, probably too full to affect any of the left-handers, but that's what you get from a pitch. But we've also had a little bit of rain in the last 24 hours, and that might affect the pace of this pitch. We saw it get a little bit faster in the second game. 375 runs scored total in the last game. But I think it's going to hold a little bit in the pitch, be a bit similar to the first game where it was just sticking and holding. Spin bowled well against it. Off pace was good, but the pace bowlers might have to try a few more of their variations today. Batters are going to have a little bit of patience with that hold in the wicket, but there's still plenty of runs out here.
Well, great insights then from both Julia Price and Isabel Joyce at the toss. Isabel, let me ask you briefly about the Ireland bowling attack. Expecting to see slightly different approach from the Ireland bowlers today?
Well, I hope that we'll see a little bit more of Orla Prendergast, Arlene Kelly and maybe Alice Tector, who got her debut the other day, get her into the bowling attack.
Arlene Kelly, wonderful strike rate. But what are you expecting from the Pakistan batters first up?
Well, I think they're going to be working on those partnerships, maybe being a little bit more patient out there with a little bit of that rain that I was discussing. It might have a fraction of hold at the beginning of the innings. So I think that patience is important. They looked very aggressive off the bat yesterday and maybe threw away their wicket a little too soon. And like I said, they just need to have some time out in the middle, make sure that power plays strong for Pakistan and get them off to a good start to allow that middle order to bring it home.
Absolutely want the top order to fire. But that is pretty much it for pre-match. We've got an opportunity to watch the teams making their way out. The national anthems will be sung momentarily. It's match number 3 at Castle Avenue in Clontarf of the Evara Women's T20 International Series. It's Ireland against Pakistan today. Anthem shortly. And then Julia Price and I will be in commentary to take you through the first 6 overs, indeed the power play.
The field for the umpires. For the anthems are 2 umpires, Johnny Kennedy and George Brolly, plus the 2 teams, Pakistan and Ireland, alongside our mascots for the day. If you are able, please be standing for the anthems of Pakistan and Ireland. And first up, the anthem of Pakistan.
Say
And now for the national anthem of Ireland.
Ireland's call ringing out around Castle Avenue in Clontarf after Qawmi Tarana, the national anthem of Pakistan, the sacred land as it's translated to English. An opportunity for both Ireland and Pakistan to aim for a first victory in this Evara Women's T20 International Tri-Series. It's match number 3, both these sides having lost to West Indies in their opening encounters. It was a fairly devastating blow from West Indies via Hayley Matthews' bat in the opening match of this Tri-Series. As Ireland were all out for 103 in the first match, it was Hayley Matthews who made 82 unbeaten in a chase of 104. Remarkable innings from the West Indies captain, and then again 40 at the top of the order as she helped West Indies post 199 for 6 and set Pakistan a target of 200 in the second match. Pakistan getting closer than many might have expected with 174 for 8. They lost by 25. West Indies are the team that sit out today. Ireland and Pakistan meet. The umpires are making their way out towards the middle. I'm delighted to be welcomed with two-time World Cup winner Julia Price, and one of the great Australian players of all time, now coach as well. We welcome your insights and thoughts. But let's take a look, Julia, at the Ireland squad. A few players sitting out today. Christina Coulter-Riley, Lara McBride and Georgina Dempsey are the three in that squad not playing today. Effectively going with the same 11 as the first match.
Yeah, I think it's important to give people a second chance. It'd be pretty rough if you play one game and expected to perform straight away. So I think it's a really good move from Lloyd Tennant, the coach, just to give some confidence to the girls, give them another opportunity, and really looking forward to seeing some improvement, particularly with the bat in this game.
Now, Ireland not the only team today playing the exact same 11 as they did in their respective first matches. This Pakistan squad, 4 players sitting out, and Tuba Hassan, Natalia Pervaiz, Tasmia Rubab and Ayman Fatima out as well. They want their top order to fire undoubtedly, though. Yeah,
they sure do. Maniba Arbali, a little disappointing to see her bowled the other day, but just a little bit of extra bounce and pace from the West Indian attack caused a few problems with Pakistan early. But number 3 is one to look out for, is Sarah Jabin, young kid, just coming through the system now. Has spent a little bit of time in Australia, so she'll be used to a bit of speed and a little bit of pace as well if Ireland produce that today. But yeah, they'll be certainly looking for that top order to fire.
Much expected then of Pakistan's top order. Didn't quite fire against West Indies, but an opportunity to test themselves against Ireland's best. These two sides not too dissimilar in terms of world ranking currently. Ireland 9, Pakistan 8 in the latest ICC World T20 International rankings. For Ireland, Eva Canning is going to be opening the bowling. And Pakistan, 2 openers out. A chance for wicketkeeper Muniba Ali to impress once again at the top of the order, and she'll be opening with Gul Firoza. But it's Eva Canning who opens the bowling for Ireland.
She was excellent in that first game as well. Pick of the bowlers, 4 in a row for her, 2 for 16 from her bowling. And I think with the left-hander as well, I think that will suit her bowling style as well, that little fade into or away from the left-hander.
Oh, she'll move it sharply away from the left-hander batter. Trying to go across the left-hander batter. It's the first ball of this third match, Ireland against Pakistan. Right. Good solid forward defensive. Gets full blade on that nice and early. It's always good to get plenty of bat behind the first ball, settle you into your innings.
Yeah, and that little pace off as well, I think, will just challenge the Pakistani batters at the moment, just to make sure that they're waiting for the delivery, not trying to play too square. Field is set back at a deep cover and a deep mid-wicket at the moment, so trying to encourage that shot forward of the wicket.
And just worked slightly across Muniba Ali. Her full name is Muniba Ali Siddiqui, which is why you see Siddiqui on the graphic at the bottom of your screen, but she's simply known as Muniba Ali around the world. A remarkable wicket-keeper, and one of the only 2 wicket-keeper batters to make multiple centuries in T20 international cricket, and they're both in your screen. Amy Hunter and Muniba Ali. The only 2 in T20 international cricket to make multiple centuries and keep wicket in the same game. You'd be happy with that?
I would be. I thought you were going to say you would be in that group, and I'm not. No, Alyssa Healy certainly is. She's the number 1 at the moment.
She's only scored 1 century.
It was a big one.
It was a massive one, 148 unbeaten.
Against Sri Lanka a few years ago. My home ground at Allan Border Field in Brisbane.
Canning. Slightly more hoop on that delivery. She starts it well outside leg, and by the time Muniba Ali plays that, it's well outside off stump. Gives you an idea of the movement that Nova Canning possesses. It's prodigious, the amount of movement in the air.
And you can really see that Muniba Ali's feeling for the ball as well, just trying to wait for it to come onto the bat. No slip in play. I don't think it would have carried anyway, so smart move here from Ulla Prendergast, captaining her 2nd game for Ireland.
This series, yes. It's Ava Canning, another one hooped in. Amy Hunter standing up gives you an indication that Ava Canning's not quite express pace, but she has the ability to make things happen. I think many might remember her announcing herself on the international stage against Scotland in 2021, wicket in her first over with an in-swinging Yorker. Might be looking to put one on the toes of Muniba Ali early. Oh, straight pass, good keeping. End of 1, Pakistan. No score as yet.
That's a wonderful start for Ireland. Exactly what they'd like. I really think they might be able to bring maybe a fielder in a little bit attacking-wise on the offside, in case they are going to play through the shot just a little early. Cara Murray there at the moment, but sitting a little deeper at extra cover.
So Ulla Prendergast is not going to be opening the bowling. Ava Canning from one end. Alana Dalzell will take the ball from the opposite end. The LP Hughes end, who was known as Podge Hughes in his playing days, one of the legendary cricketers out of Clontarf. Alana Dalzell opening the bowling, likely to open the batting as well this innings. That's always a lovely curiosity for...
It's a little bit backyard cricket style, isn't it? Take the bat, go home.
So Dalzell, first delivery from the LP Hughes end. Worked away, but not quite square enough to see first runs off the bat this innings. Gul Firoza facing her first delivery.
And Dalzell bowled the 3rd over of the game. Same end from as Ulla, well, actually not, it was Ulla Prendergast last time. Oh, it was, no, same end as Ulla Prendergast. This time just trying to shuffle it around a little bit. Went for 17 from her 2.
This one a little more agricultural, but it is going to be first runs off the bat. Will it run all the way? It does indeed. So first runs, and it's a boundary to Gul Firoza, 27-year-old, opening the batting against Pakistan off the mark as she pulls Dalzell for 4.
Well, moved her feet straight away down the wicket, and we see Amy Hunter immediately turn around, grab the helmet and come up to the stumps just to try and keep Gulfarosa in her crease, allowing Dalzell just to bowl that length that she's after.
Oh, very cleverly worked over the top. It was a deliberate attempt at the scoop. Slight top edge from Gulfarosa, but she's got back-to-back boundaries. Pakistan, we were naught a moment ago, 2 deliveries on, 8 without loss.
Yeah, she was probably a little lucky there. It was a bit wider than she was expecting. Didn't quite get there. Tried to work it a little more to the leg side, but either way, same result with the boundary. And really attacking early on Dalzell.
It's actually caught behind off by Christina Coulter-Riley off Jane Maguire. Last time she played in similar fashion. This one's wide.
Well, at the moment, they do have a deep cover and a deep backward point, or a deep sort of squarish third, which normally would indicate outswing, and it would also indicate that there's a lot of pace in this wicket, and I just don't think there is at the moment.
So a massive confidence booster for Gulfarosa if she can put in a good innings here. Come off a very disappointing tour of South Africa back in February. And that should have been caught. Cara Murray gets the hand there, it slips through. And unlike Eva Canning's over, the slip kept in place when Hunter came up to the wicket. And that is put down by Cara Murray at slip. Dalzell looking to strike early in her first over. They take 2, and suddenly Gulfarosa's in double figures.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame. He was set her up very, very nicely. Wanted to work it down to that deep third and just got it a little finer.
Looked to just rush her. A little straighter this time. Brilliant fielding.
A little bit of confusion as well between the batters here. As they have a little bit of an argument out in the middle. The non-striker, though, really should be responding to the striker there. The striker's running to the danger end. She wasn't going anywhere.
Pakistan would have done their homework. Don't take runs to Alice Tector, Arlene Kelly, all the Prendergast's arms. Short out, put away. At Stokel's out on the rope, comes in off the rope and denies Gulfarosa a third boundary in the over. End of 2, Pakistan 12 without loss.
Oh, good over for Pakistan. The 11 off 2 boundaries early really set them up for the rest of the over. Unfortunately for Ireland, they've missed up an opportunity of catching Gulfarosa, set up very, very nicely. Cara Murray, that slip, just couldn't hang on to it. Looked like she might have just got onto her a little faster than she was expecting.
So Eva Canning, just at the top of her mark. Field is set, batter ready. Canning, after a maiden in her first, begins her second. Big shot, and Gulfarosa is looking to loft that all the way, and it's only just short of the boundary. 1 bounce and over. Well, Gulfarosa, she might have made only 13 runs in the entire tour of South Africa earlier this year. 4 matches. I tell you what, she's gone beyond that in the space of a handful of deliveries here against Ireland.
Yeah, just going with the swing there. It's had plenty of balls to look at it from the other end when Maneva Ali faced out that maiden.
Turned around nicely. Wonderful adaptability, and that should race away as well, and does. So Canning started with a maiden. This one's begun with back-to-back boundaries. And that's the 4th boundary of the innings for Gulfarosa.
He just works this one nicely around the corner. Was only just a fraction straight, but had plenty of time just to work that wherever she wanted. Fielded back at deep backward square, but just wasn't fine enough.
This one with enough swing on it to just cause a little awkwardness in the shot. Worked away for the single. Stokel again comes charging in off the rope. But what it does do is bring Muniba Ali back on strike. There's the left-right combination for Pakistan opening. Left-handed Ali now will square up. Goal though, 20 off 9. It's got off to a blistering start for Pakistan. This time gets behind it nicely and just tugs it in behind Louise Little out on the boundary. Muniba Ali gets off the mark with a boundary 4.
Again, just the pace of Canning, just not quick enough to be able to cause any issues here with that length. Muniba Ali was knowing she had to sort of get on with it as well, having faced the 6 dots in the previous over. Galfarosa doing all the heavy lifting at the moment for Pakistan.
It's worked away very nicely by Muniba Ali, and it's good to see her back and playing regularly as well. She's only played 9 T20s in the last 18 months when she's played 55 in the 3 previous years. She's been in and out of the squad, and that's meant shifts in the wicket-keeping department as well for Pakistan, but she adds stability at the top of the order and with gloves behind the stumps as well. Final ball of the 3rd over. Again, looking for that little lap. And Canning was interested, so was Hunter. And that'll be a scramble through for 2. And with that, end of 3, Pakistan 28 without loss.
Just that in-swing that she gets to the right-hand. I might have to look at trying to encourage the shots down ground by just maybe clogging up that area behind the wicket, 45 and your backward square, so it just takes out that little shot. At the moment she's doing it far too easy, a lot of space, just going with the swing, not really too much danger of getting out.
There's the Pakistan camp. 5 potential players who could make their T20 World Cup debuts at this forthcoming tournament, the ICC World T20 World Cup 2026. Pakistan in Group 1. We've got some very, very tough opponents, including title contenders South Africa and indeed firm favourites Australia. Dalzell darted in towards off stump, worked out towards Canning.
Yeah, there's a little bit of movement around overcast conditions and a little tiny bit of swing for Dalzell. Probably why she's got the field set on that leg side, attacking the stumps, bringing the ball back into the left-hander.
Excellent fielding from Amy Maguire. You definitely don't run to her left. Arguably Ireland's most athletic fielder. Certainly Ireland have got some excellent fielders, but Amy Maguire, she fields a point for a reason.
It's a tough spot too, point. Particularly the left hand of the ball coming back in, it can just squeeze out either direction. You've got to be equally as good on left and right.
A little bit fuller, and that is put away nicely. Muniba Ali sends that to the boundary. Second 4 of the game.
Might have been just losing the shape a little bit there, fraction high risk, not looking really to take the ball to the offside, and just that, I thought it might have been a little shorter than that, but manages to squeeze it through mid-wicket and mid-on there, so maybe a little sniff there for Ireland.
A little straighter this time. Looking for the run. She's halfway down the pitch. Dalzell does the fielding of her own bowling. You can understand why Canning would stay over, but maybe there's an argument that Dalzell should consider coming round to the left-hander.
Yeah, I think particularly with the field all up on the offside, you want to take away any space that she's going to get on that offside. She doesn't even look like she wants to hit that direction at the moment. Also not getting too much room either. Chance of the LBW though from over the wicket.
That's a well-run single. Very well run. Canning charging in to collect the ball.
Yeah, well, their communication has been a little questionable so far in between wickets.
Just a few run-out chances. That's right.
But slowly getting used to it, and that's exactly what this, the tournament's going to be helpful with for everyone moving into the World Cup is learning how to communicate with your partner, when you're going to run, and just ensuring that you've got your partner knows when you're going to be dropping and running.
That's cut away, but that's all put down. Shelled, was it? Did it carry to Amy Maguire? I think it did. That is the end of 4. Pakistan 33 without loss.
You've put the mockers on Amy Maguire there, Dwayne. You've just called her the best fielder in this team, and she's just managed to put that one down. It was a low, sharp chance, but I thought she actually had it for a minute.
Well, you've got to feel for Dalzell and for Ireland as well. It's the second catch that's gone down off the bowling of Dalzell. Both occasions, Firoza, Gul Firoza on the offside. So Canning into a third, 16 off her second over. Top edge.
Always tough one for the wicket keeper, those, particularly with the helmet on. It's really difficult to see a ball. There's a top edge that goes over your head, and you can see Amy Hunter had absolutely no idea where that was at that point. But maybe just a little bit of extra bounce over Canning, tall bowler. Might have just got a little bit more out of it. Not quite the sweep shot on a pace bowler.
So seems to be an incident here. The medical team is being waved on by the standing umpires, it seems.
Did it clip the helmet on the way through? Potentially.
I just wonder. I think it might have done. The medical team being waved on. George Brolly and Johnny Kennedy, the standing umpires for today's game. Johnny Kennedy in the background.
A good opportunity to have a quick drink and a little bit of a think about the position. 4th over going at 34. No loss at this point. It's got Pakistan probably in a good position.
Muniba Ali. She actually debuted at the T20 World Cup. It was a decade ago now. But she really got a chance in 2021, though. And that's when she started to solidify her place in the Pakistan lineup, and more recently having earned her spot as the opener. And that's going to be a bit of a tester here for Stokel, who's very quick around the park, and with a spin actually brings it back in towards her. So just the 2 for Gul Firoza.
Good awareness there from Rebecca Stokel too. A little bit slow coming back for the second. She's thrown to the correct end, but it was a pretty decent throw. It's one of the longer parts of the ground.
Oh, that's played fine. Well, that's got a little bit of legs on it. Indeed, goes all the way. Leopold chasing, but ultimately in vain. Another boundary. Gul Firoza.
Yeah, well, Gul Firoza, good at adapting then, was looking for that ramp. Just didn't come back as much as she was thinking, and just to be able to work it behind the wicket. There's a backward point and a fairly square short third, and just got it fine enough to beat them. And this is a fast ground as well. So she's been very, very attacking today. Gul Firoza didn't score any in the previous game versus the West Indies, out for 4.
Again, lacking a little bit of swing, and she's happy to play her shots, Gul Firoza. Muniba Ali incredibly quick between the wickets. Might be looking for 3, and that's been knocked over the boundary. So a little disappointment out on the rope.
Yeah, well, once again, I can see what she's trying to do, and there's been no change of field. Actually, they're just changing their field right now, bringing in that 45, which just makes that lap or heading to the leg side just that little bit more risky. She's going to have to find a different area to score in now.
So mid-wicket's gone. So Canning has gone for 27 of her last 10 deliveries. Pakistan, after seeing off her maiden over to start, have really taken the attack to Eva Canning since. Fuller and hit higher. This one is going to be pouched. No concern for Arlene Kelly. Underneath it nicely, and first wicket to fall goes to Canning. It's Gul Firoza for a very well played 32 off just 15 deliveries.
Yeah, well, that's really good captaincy there from Orla Prendergast. Maybe took a fraction too long to respond to what Gul Firoza was doing, but it forced her to do something different, and she's had to hit down the ground, slow pitch, maybe holding in the wicket a fraction, and a pretty easy catch in the end to mid-on. But what a start from Gul Firoza. Now for 32. She's really put Pakistan in a good position to accelerate from here.
She really has. Strike rate of over 200 for Gul Firoza. Arlene Kelly, she's not going to drop those. Eva Canning picks up another wicket. She picked up both West Indies wickets to fall in the first match of the Evara Women's T20 International Tri-Series. This time getting underneath it, lofts it. Kelly only a few steps back and then pouches it. And a big celebration. She's been dropped twice. Third time lucky. And also for Arlene, Eva Canning, her story really is one of resilience, and she shows that every time she's bowling. As a teenager, she broke her ankle. She missed a full season. Many thought that might be it, and effectively a year later, she was making her international debut, and that's the kind of resilience that she shows in pressure situations as well. So Aisha Zafar is next to the crease for Pakistan. And looking to get off the mark with some power. Cara Murray gets a hand to it.
Well, Aisha Zafar brought into the team today.
End of 5, Pakistan 45 for 1. That's the batting card, Julia. And I mean, sharp difference. I mean, Muniba Ali usually is the batter going along at a healthy strike rate, but only one ball in difference between her and Gul. She's got effectively only a third of the runs.
Yeah, she's being a little conservative today, isn't she? Whether that's the game plan, whether they want one player being sort of that stabiliser out there and the other player really going for it, because Gul Firoza was certainly going for it out there. And interesting that Aisha Zafar's come in, didn't bat the other day, but has been in some good form. 102 not out of 47 versus Zimbabwe recently.
Yeah, her highest international score. So change of bowling for Ireland. Alana Dalzell is off, and Orla Prendergast charges in from the LP Hughes end. Short ball to start. And that will be leg byes.
Oh, I thought it was a wonderful delivery. In fact, I thought she might have just gloved that one, and thought it might have been half a chance for Amy Hunter, but couldn't get there. But I love this option from Orla Prendergast, starting off straight away, dig it in short, challenging them. We haven't seen that before. Oh, it has hit her in the head, yep.
Yeah, straight off the helmet.
But I like that, because what it does is just put a little bit of doubt in the batter's mind, and she's going to have the concussion test now.
That's right, the head injury assessments that are becoming far more commonplace and indeed mandatory in most places. 49 for 1, Pakistan. Yeah, Aisha Zafar, I mean, you mentioned that unbeaten 102. That was just a short while ago, a few weeks ago in Karachi. 47 balls.
You got the most runs for that tournament as well.
But importantly as well, only the second Pakistan women after Muniba Ali to score a T20 international ton. Well, that's healthy heading into the World Cup. So Pakistan 8th in the ICC Women's T20I team rankings. Ireland 9th. They're both seeking their first victory of this tri-series. Shorter, this one is firmly put away behind square on the leg side.
Yeah, well, the bouncer on the first ball was ideal. You sort of want to look at that badge, and that's where you want to be hitting. And this time, just didn't get up high enough. No problem here at all for Zafar, and just puts this one away easily.
Well, Prendergast is quick. She's Ireland's quickest bowler, but Aisha Zafar, she's got a great eye. Ooh, this one stays straight. Prendergast usually brings it into the right-handed batter.
But I also like the fact that you could see that Zafar was just sitting a little bit on the back foot and had to realise that she had to come forward for that. So it has sort of started messing with her head a little bit. The lengths that Orla Prendergast was bowling. She got out to the short ball the other day, Zafar, from Chanel Henry.
She's very dangerous in the tail end of an innings. Is Aisha Zafar is batting fairly high up at 3, but makes some runs. That ton is certainly impressive. But she was actually 90 not out with 3 balls remaining in the innings. Then Nomvela Subande was on. She hit her for a 6. Then she made 2. And with the final ball of the innings, she struck a 4 and Pakistan posted 237 for 5. It's on their way to a very comfortable 153-run win. And also, literally, last ball of the innings, make a little bit of history, become only the second Pakistan woman to make a ton. She took her chance magnificently.
Yeah, well, that's what you want back end, isn't it? You want to find those boundaries. It always becomes a little bit of a scramble at the end of a T20 innings.
So Orla Prendergast, final delivery of her first over, and it'll be bowled to Muniba Ali, left-hander. Should go right across her. If she doesn't dig it in short, and of course she bowls it down leg. Swinging the opposite way, and that'll be wide.
Yeah, that left-right combination really wreaked a little bit of havoc the other day with the bowlers. They didn't necessarily bowl extras, but they just couldn't get their lines and their lengths exactly right. And opposition in both the West Indies really took advantage of that. Just didn't quite get on that one at all.
Muniba Ali hit in front, but no real interest from the umpires. With that, 6 overs done. Pakistan 55 for 1. Change in commentary. Isabel Joyce will be joining Julia Price.
Over Canning, so frugal when they're bowling the other day with a 2 for 16 from a 4, has gone for 28. And importantly, has picked up the wicket of Gul Firuza, who was going at quite the click, 32 off 15. She finished up on. Let's welcome Isabel Joyce back to the commentary box. Thoughts on Ireland's performance so far in this power play?
It's been a little bit mixed, hasn't it? I think that on occasion they were slow to make changes to the field. Gul Firuza is so strong into the leg side, and when she was looking to lap, could they have moved mid-wicket sooner? And you know, I thought if Ava Canning stuck to the stumps and that she could have taken a third out. There were lots of little things that you felt like Orla Prendergast could be doing, but in the end they managed to get rid of her. Arlene Kelly, she usually comes on straight after the power play, does so here, top edge, Lulu Little settling underneath, and it's down. Third catch goes down for Ireland. It's something that's been talked about this team for the last couple of years. It's something they want to put to bed, and unfortunately the way things are going today and chances going down, that they won't be settling any debates with this.
Yeah, unfortunate for Ireland. That's their third drop in 6, and we're into the 7th over now. And she made some good ground there as well, Louise Little, to get in a good position. And just in the end, sort of dropped the knees. Base was good, but just a little too far away. You want to stay on your feet as long as possible. Let's take that one to extra cover. Didn't quite get the timing right.
Yeah, you're always happy as a bowler when that one gets hit straight to the fielder, because it was hit with power. Wasn't the best delivery that she'll hope to bowl today.
A little bit of fade in. This one's gone straight up, moved into position perfectly and takes a very, very good catch to dismiss Azafar. 6 runs today. That's 2 failures for her so far in this series. Pakistan are going to have a little look at that top order.
I mean, where she was trying to hit it was long on. The long on was out. Mid-off was up. And actually it was Orla Prendergast from mid-off who managed to run around and take it where mid-on would usually field. So I'm not sure about the option at all, considering the field set. If she'd looked to go straight, maybe she could have taken it over mid-off. A strange dismissal. Zafar goes for 6. Pakistan 57 for 2.
Just have another look at this dismissal, and some nice bit of shape there from Kelly. You can see straight away, maybe looking to, I thought she was trying to work at a little square and just manages to put it up. Well read from Orla Prendergast as well. That's the experience.
And with the field set, you can just see Rebecca Stokel's out at kind of a cow corner. So all the fielders out in the leg side. So why go aerial into the leg side with all those fielders there anyway? So you can see extra celebration from Ireland that they've taken a catch. They've had a bit of a shocker with the catching so far. Look, it's something that just seems to follow them around. They do so much training at it, and it just seems to not be something they can solve.
A little fuller this time, just on leg. Sort of a half a shout. It wasn't quite moving and swinging as much as the other deliveries, and the umpire is just shaking his head.
Yeah, this is the slower ball from Arlene Kelly. It's actually a leg cutter, and what happens is it looks like it's shaping in, and then it'll actually hold its line. So I think that's out, but you can see why Brawley doesn't give it out, because of the shape that Kelly gets in general. I think in the World Cup next month, Ireland will be sending that upstairs straight away.
We can usually tell from the position of the wicketkeeper standing just sort of on that leg stump. So it might have, I can understand, like you said, why he wouldn't have given that out. I think it would have been clipping leg stump though. A little unlucky there for Ireland.
I think that's smashing into leg stump, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, well, we can see why the decision went against. A bit more pace on there from Kelly. She does mix it up so beautifully. 1 wicket, 1 run from that over. So obviously those graphics incorrect. It wasn't Canning bowling the over, it was Arlene Kelly. So I'm sure we'll fix that up. But it's 7 overs gone, 57 for 2.
Well, so Sarah Jabeen has come in, batted number 3 the other day. Just swapped themselves around, Zafar and Jabeen. And Jabeen very, very attacking in her first game. Ended up probably being a little too attacking and getting herself out a bit too early, but ended up being out for 30 off 19, caught at 45 off Munistars, trying to sweep and a little bit of a top edge, but she looks like a very, very good player.
Yeah, she'd taken 4 boundaries, hadn't she, off Munistar, and then just gave it away. Amy Maguire into the attack. Good start.
Yeah, that just got the graphic wrong there, not Prendergast, unless she's changed her action completely.
Changed arms as well, talented.
A little tiny bit of movement out of the wicket there. So they punch this one just down for 1. Just being fairly conservative today, Muniba Ali.
Well, last summer, Muniba Ali Siddiqui got 100 against Ireland in the 3rd match of the tri-series that these two played at this very ground. And it handed Pakistan their only win in the series.
Guy coming around the wicket now. Goes for the sweep, goes aerial. There's a diving attempt from about 10 metres away from
I think we'll call that a trip from Leopold. Do you know what? It's because of the hill there. Sometimes your feet go from under you as you're sprinting. So you can see there, Leopold just loses her feet. She'll be absolutely killing herself laughing about that. Always sees the funny side, which is good when you trip over miles away from the ball.
A good change of length and line there from Maguire. Well, that certainly will be in the highlights reel for Leopold for the season. Amy Maguire just went for 29 off her too the other day. Really got a bit of a touch-up.
I do think, though, that the coaches will be saying to her, look, that was Hayley Matthews, having watched for a while. That was the point at which she kind of put the foot on the gas, and sometimes someone's just playing brilliantly. It wasn't necessarily that Amy Maguire bowled poorly, it was more about fantastic batting. I also thought she bowled from the wrong end. I mean, she's bowling from the same end again, but especially against West Indies, the short boundary straight, the way that Matthews was able to hit is kind of like a wide, long off. You just couldn't cut it off.
Well, just the 6 off that over from Amy Maguire today. Looks like she might be a little quicker through the air as well, and has got a fielder back on the offside, which she didn't have the other day. We'll see. Hayley Matthews was on a bit of a bender. And it's 2 for 63 after 8 overs.
Eileen Kelly just got the 1 over in that first game. 1 for 1. They've decided she can stay on. She went for 9 in that first game in her 1 over, so it was a little bit of a head scratcher for me. I understand you want to give everyone a bowl, but when you've got your bowlers that you think are going to be doing a lot of bowling in the World Cup, they're the ones that need more bowling volume.
Works this into a lot of space on that leg side for an easy one. Bowling captain, you've obviously been one yourself. Orla Prendergast is having to take over that mantle at the moment. She only bowled 1 over as well in the first game. At the moment, she's on 1. I'm sure we'll see her again. But does that come into the mix? How does that affect your mindset as a bowling captain?
Yeah, it is hard. I think it shouldn't be hard for Orla Prendergast because she's got a very clear role in the team and when she bowls and what she bowls. Obviously, the other day it was a quick finish, so it wasn't usual. A straight in line there. That's too easy for Siddiqui. So strong on the sweep. Finds the gap. Just has to miss 45 and breaks the shackles against Kelly.
It's an opportunity potentially to come around the wicket for the right-hander and just take away that chance that it mightn't swing, or just pitching on that outside leg stump or just on leg stump. Just makes it too easy for the left-hander. They love it in that position. Absolutely smokes this ball. Excellent effort, though, out in the outfield. Can't get a hand on it, but really was clear about where she wanted to put that delivery. And we've seen Pakistan really trying to sweep a lot of the pace bowlers. It's not just waiting for the spinners, but even though she's not express Eileen Kelly, she certainly is a pace bowler.
Yeah, brilliant shot, and it was moving away from her. That one did swing, but I think Ali just picked up the length so beautifully. There's the slower delivery, gone all wrong. I think you're right. She really needs to think about coming around the wicket, especially to Maniba Ali Siddiqui, because if she can bring it into her and then make it leave her, that takes away that sweep shot a bit. But back to Orla Prendergast and the bowling captain. What you also need is a strong vice captain who will come up to you and say, look, you need to bowl yourself here.
Once again, this time forward of the wicket, a little bit wider from the off stump. Couldn't find the space that she was after from before. A great connection. There's been a real shift in Maniba Ali since the dismissal of Gulfaroza and also Aisha Zafar. It's like she's stepped up, knowing that she's got to be the batter that does it. Oh, a little bit of a way cut. Great take from Amy Hunter. They all look for the appeal and the umpire, but he just again shakes his head. Runs in to put the stumps and the bails back on the stumps.
The lovely leg cutter from Eileen Kelly. She's got a couple of different ways of bowling this. This is the particularly slow one, I think, and it does tend to grip. So there you go. It's almost like a leg spinner. Our Amy Hunter just checking that Johnny Kennedy's watching, because that was never, ever out. Her foot not even up at any stage.
There's the slog sweep. That's gone straight enough to beat Rebecca Stokel, who's out at deep mid-wicket. Wonderful shot. Just got it on early enough. That ends a pretty expensive over there from Eileen Kelly. Went for 15. Pakistan 78 for 2.
Yeah, for her first over went for 1, and I was saying she changed it up so beautifully, but she became a little bit predictable perhaps this over. Bowled another slower ball, sweep shot comes out, and perhaps that's something that Pakistan have decided to do against Arlene Kelly, treat her like a spinner when she bowls those slower deliveries. And I think that's something that other countries might start paying attention to and also employing against her moving forward. There's Gabby Lewis in the background. Ireland will be looking forward and hoping that she's back fit and ready to play at that World Cup.
Drags this down to long on for one. Definitely looking a little quicker, I think, through the air today. Maguire.
I think she really was nervous in that other game, which you can understand. It's almost like an ice cream cone in her hand. She just couldn't get the revs over the top of the ball and get the ball through the air quickly enough.
A little bit of extra flight, though, on that one. Just changing a pace. I like the confidence that she has, that she's actually being able to bowl those variations much more confidently today.
Mid-off up for Jabin. Much wider the crease.
Well, this one comes down the wicket, doesn't really get over to the pitch of the ball, but throws the hands at it. No protection that wide on the offside and picks up a boundary.
I think these players coming through in Pakistan much physically stronger than maybe we were used to seeing in years gone by. So the hands come through, and when they do get the full swing of the bat, it's coming off very, very nicely. Outfield very quick here in Clontarf.
Uses the wrists again this time. Maybe just gets a little bit of an outside edge on this, and it's going to be chased down. Great effort from Dalzell.
A great quick return as well to get up from that slide and then get rid of the ball. Prevented the third run. Excellent from her. Well squeezed out by Jabin though. How full was that? And she managed to squeeze it out backward of point.
Okay, just those wrists are incredibly strong. I spoke about it the other day. She spent a bit of time in Australia, had a year out at Parramatta Cricket Club in Sydney. And it's not often you get, particularly from the Asian countries, coming and playing in Australia and in different conditions. And her parents sent her over, which was brilliant. We've obviously given her a few tips here and there about playing in different conditions, but she's looking very, very solid. Oh, play miss there too quick for everyone. Batter misses it, keeper misses it. That's the end of another over, and that's also the end of the 10th over. 86 for 2. And Pakistan and Ireland are both going to have a little bit of a drink. Well, solid start for Pakistan here at Clontarf Cricket Club. 86 for 2. It was a little bit expensive, and they've gone pretty hard early. Have Pakistan off to a great start. We know it's a good pitch. We saw nearly 375 runs in the previous game here. We've had a little bit of weather around, which may have slowed down this wicket slightly. And maybe we're starting to see a little bit of turn. It's the third game on this same pitch. And with that, they're going to introduce Cara Murray.
A good start from Murray. Jabin looking to use her feet straight away after the drinks break. And I think when we look at the way they've gone about things here in Pakistan, we might be getting an idea why they're leaving their captain so late in the order. Because if these guys, the top order, can bat like this, and then they have that power at the end, they can start posting against maybe higher ranked teams, start posting 160, 170, 180, and they feel like their spinners especially might be able to win them some games against higher ranked opposition. So it's almost like they're saying, right, we feel like this is the right place for you, and now we're going to try and create other batters that can do a job earlier in the innings because you're our best finisher.
A good start for Murray as well. Looking a little quicker through the air. Couldn't really land them the other day and went for 20 from her one over. Just punches this one out with a bit of protection on the offside.
Yeah, Lulu Little and Alice Tector, two bowlers who didn't bowl the other day. I was wondering whether we might see them today. I personally would bowl Alice Tector in particular. So tall. I mean, Orla Prendergast tried the shorter ball today, but because of the way she bowls, I think she loses a lot in bouncers because she comes down the left-hand side of the ball. But Alice Tector, a genuine away swing bowler, if she holds it cross seam, could bowl a pretty good bumper, I reckon. She's so tall as well.
Good feet, nearly yorks herself. They scramble through for the quick single and they make it easily in the end. But this is good bowling from Cara Murray. Just got to get out of the over.
Yeah, everyone in the circle, get on the ring. I do not want to go for a boundary. That's what I'd be saying. That signal is, it almost looks like a little skirt when the captain signals to everybody.
Goes the full toss, gets away with it. Gets the dot and just 2 runs off the over from Cara Murray. Good result for Ireland. 88 for 2.
And Cara Murray strikes me whenever she's bowling for Ireland at the moment. It's almost like she's bowling for her spot. So you're thinking about the result and what the team needs, but also trying to prove to the selectors that you should be in the team, because Lara McBride not in the 11, and she's been pretty consistent for Ireland across the last kind of 9 or 10 months. So I think she'll be disappointed to be on the sideline, but Ireland deciding left arm spin and leg spin is a better option for them.
Looks for space. Now finds the field a good movement from long on. Just keeps it to 1.
I wondered would Orla Prendergast try and take the catch, but I think she made the right decision to bail on that. And with the outfield quite hard, she gave herself some room to make sure it didn't bounce over her.
Forces this one again for another single. Interesting bowling Amy Maguire 3 overs in a row. It can be a little risky. It's a bit of a gamble from Orla Prendergast. Obviously feels that she's restricting them enough at the moment. Maybe she can feel that there's a wicket coming. Has to go straight down. Just gets underneath it, slices it a little.
Yeah, I think the reasoning for bowling Amy the third is because she's been particularly good against Maniba Ali, which is unusual for left-arm spinner to be quite so good against a left-hander. I think the line she's bowled, keeping it away from Maniba Ali Siddiqui, and the field that she's set as well. Good hand from Cara Murray, but they'll take her on for the single. So I think that's the reason, because usually as a left-arm spinner you're hoping not to bowl to the left-hander, but she's managed not to go for too many against her.
Yeah, well, 4 singles so far from 4 balls. You can't ask for much better than that.
A wicket wouldn't be
Well, that would be better,
too
yeah.
bad. Maybe 5th ball.
Goes the big shot. Full toss. Goes all the way. Maniba Ali goes, no thanks, it won't be a wicket. It'll be a maximum.
And she's saying, don't bowl the left-arm spinner to me 3 overs in a row. Just too straight, full toss. It was there to be hit. And that's probably her strength, Maniba Ali, is that she can find the gaps, especially when she's been in for a while. She knows exactly where the fielders are.
This pulls away. I'm not really sure exactly why. No one behind the arm. But it'd be good to note Maniba Ali had 6 dot balls to start this innings, and she's already ahead of. So a good one for the kids back home. Goes a big hit this time, and it's gone right over the change rooms. Players running for cover. And Maniba Ali, what a finish from her on that over. Finishes with 2 sixes in a row. I don't know if we'll be seeing Amy Maguire for a 4th.
47 from the last 5 overs, and the 12 runs from those last 2 balls helping things. A slower pace, but that kind of arc from Maniba Ali, that's where she wants it. And really what I'd been saying was that Amy Maguire did brilliantly to keep the ball away from Ali. Have a look at the line for this shot, the 2 sixes on the stumps. That brings in the leg side for the left-hander, and that's exactly what you don't want if you're Amy Maguire. So maybe just didn't really think that part through.
Okay, once again, Yorks herself. Good lengths from Cara Murray.
Yeah, she really wants to come down the pitch to Murray, doesn't she? I think she's just starting to snatch at it, Jabeen. Maybe recognise your partner is starting to go, and maybe you've just switched positions a little bit where she's the attacker and you need to just stay there with her and rotate. Long on, mid-wicket square, and cover the 4 out, so mid-off is the space.
Oh, a bit of a full toss, and she's dispatched that to absolute space. I don't think it'll be called a no ball over the waist because she came down the wicket. That's that loosener that Cara Murray just gets hit for. Generally, if she's hitting the pitch, she's usually pretty tight. As we see, the 50-run partnership comes up with that boundary. The 100 had come up with the 6 in the previous over as well. So Pakistan really looking good at the moment, only the 2 wickets down. It's looking dangerous for Ireland. Much better areas there. Tries to open the face to work it into the vacant 3rd position.
It is amazing when you look at Siddiqui's runs there, 43 from 31, to think that she'd face that maiden to start off. And when you're a player like that, you have to be careful you don't get out for 10, because it's usually 10 from 15 or 16.
Game, full toss again. Straight down the ground. Goes over the top of mid-off. Nice and safe. Another boundary. She's really putting the foot down now.
Pressure on Cara Murray here. Almost looks like she's just wilting a little bit under that pressure, not following through enough, and yeah, that space over mid-off. She did go straight down the ground, but the fact that mid-off is inside means she's going to target that. Round the wicket now for Murray.
Another full toss, gets away with it. They go through for the quick single. Murray throws to the keeper's end, but they've made it easily. Good effort in the field. And it's an expensive over so far from Cara Murray. Still the 1 delivery to come, and she's already gone for 10. She's just got to finish that action. You're absolutely right. At the moment, she's just sort of putting the ball there.
Yeah, when you're worried about the outcome, that's what happens, isn't it? Got to go through your processes. Can't have any impact on what happens down the other end. That's a much better delivery, and no surprise it's to Jabeen, because Jabeen's been struggling against her in comparison.
End of the over, 11 off that. Pakistan, 115 for 2.
So just the acceleration the last couple of overs that Pakistan would have wanted. 7 overs remaining in the innings, and well, the captain said at the toss that they needed partnerships, and they've got 2 pretty big ones there, especially this one building. It continues to build between Siddiqui and Jabeen, 58 between the 2 of them, and in pretty quick time as well. 39 deliveries. Julia Price has put in a good shift. She's going to have a little rest. Delighted to have Dwayne DeLocca back alongside.
Thank you, Isabel. As Orla Prendergast comes back into the attack, and I come back into commentary. No coincidence. Top edge. Oh, completely miscued. Got away with one. To be fair, while Ireland have put a few chances down in the field. Muniba Ali's not been the batter who's been giving chances. She's put together a really composed innings. She's made her last 40 runs off effectively 20 balls after starting a little sedately.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, last year when she made 100 against Ireland, I think she was dropped 3 times. Here's a chance. No, the throw needed to be spot on. Good running. I would say that on that side of the ground, if you make the boundary fielder move laterally, you should be running 2 every time because it's the longest throw in the ground. That first delivery was brilliant, though, from Prendergast, wasn't it? I think she was through the shot so late it actually hit the badge of the bat, which is never what you want playing a pull shot.
This one is top edge, but it's going to land short of the fielder charging in. Canning out on the rope, a little too deep in. Again, Pakistan putting in some really good runs between the wickets here. Jabin adding another 2 to her tally. Muniba Ali's quick between the wickets. Really quick, scampers through.
Yeah, that was strange, though, from Ava Canning. She kind of didn't attack the ball quickly enough. Then the throw not followed through. That should have been a run out. There was never should have been a 2 there.
This one worked away very nicely between the fielders, but it skips kindly, very quick around the rope.
That's kind of what Lulu Little hangs her hat on. Fielding in that kind of area. She always fields on the longest boundary, very quick to release the ball. So that first 2 will have hurt her. So she made sure the second time that they didn't manage to come back for the double. Now is a good opportunity to try and take a wicket because you've just seen 2 batters who've run a couple of 2s, also run a 1 and tried to come back for 2. 3 2s in a row, you're blowing. Catch coming, I'm going to call it there. Maybe not from Siddiqui because she's been around a long time, but Jabin is probably having a big breath in and out down the other end. So not the best time for Prendergast to change her field and give them that rest.
Well, Muniba Ali would take 2 right now. She's 2 away from a half century. And just drag leg side. There is a chance at 2. She's really quick in the misfield. Gives Muniba Ali a chance to come back for a second. And with that, a brilliant half century. It's been calm and composed. She started a little sluggishly and sedately, but she's really got into her innings. 50 off just 34 deliveries for Muniba Ali. And she's carrying Pakistan to potentially something special here. Muniba Ali, their 3rd 50. Somebody with 2 centuries to her credit as well. She knows how to close out an innings. If she's there in the final few overs, Ireland beware. Well, that'll be wide. Second time that all of Prendergast bowling to the left-hander has gone well down leg.
She kind of made an O sound after she delivered that because I think it was supposed to be the Yorker. Supposed to be crashing into middle stump under the bat. Just misaligned down the leg side.
No single. Ola Prendergast. Last day as a 23-year-old finds herself conceding no run off the last. Pakistan 123 for 2 after 14. It's been a composed 50, but my word, she opened up and she got beyond 12 odd runs in this innings.
Yeah, remember she's a left-hander, so if you're looking at that and thinking, wow, offside's looking strong, it's the leg side that she's scoring most of her runs through in a very clear area where she has most of her power there, forward of mid-wicket, the kind of cow corner. That's where both 6s went, and a couple of boundaries as well. Good on the sweep shot, so there's 2 in front of square and then 1 backward, and the 1 down the ground when she was offered up a full toss from Cara Murray. Instructive when setting a field, you'd have to say.
So change of ends for Amy Maguire. She's been bowling from the LP Hughes end. Looks for the LBW decision. Not interested.
I was going down leg, wasn't it? But I like this change, and I also like that Orla Prendergast has recognised that 2 poor deliveries at the end of your 3rd over doesn't mean you shouldn't get your 4th. And in fact, one of those wasn't even really a poor delivery. It was more a good shot.
I think anybody who's watched Amy Maguire knows that she's capable of producing something special. She varies her pace really well. That's beautifully played, though. Exquisite stroke through the offside. Another boundary to Muniba Ali.
Well, she's figured out the plan that Amy Maguire has adopted against her, by and large. Outside off stump, move leg side, 2 full, and a flowing stroke as all the fielders on the offside are up.
Amy Maguire.
Change of the field, cover goes out now, square comes up, so make sure you don't get too straight. You might see movement again in the crease if Muniba Ali wants to target that square leg who's just come up on the single.
Pulls out of a run-up, Amy Maguire. Pulls it very wide, but the batter had come a long way across, so no wide called, and that's good umpiring.
I love that she's staying in position and pointing because she's moved so far outside her crease and that only just missed the wide line. So she's almost making the point for George Brolly there.
Floated. Great use of footwork. Down the ground, 1 bounce. And that'll be a second boundary of the over to Siddiqui, is so strong leg side, but both her boundaries this over have come offside.
Great match awareness. She's now really got her eye in, so she's looking boundary balls, every ball. Earlier in her innings, she's happy to take 1s and 2s.
Straight back past the bowler. Again, slightly offside, but Arlene Kelly is long off. A little fumble, but no chance of come back for second.
I was just going to say, I think that one of the reasons why Siddiqui's looking boundary is because she knows there is power coming in next. So it's almost like once you hit 13 overs, you have to go boundary because you've got Fatma Sana Khan and Aliyah Riaz still in the hutch. So if you're not going to be going boundary, they will.
And that'll be a single out to Stokel, end of 15. Pakistan 134 for 2.
Great results across the water in Scotland, where another tri-series is being played. Netherlands beating Bangladesh for the first time after Scotland did exactly the same thing yesterday. Netherlands, of course, playing in their first T20 World Cup coming up.
Yes.
Very interested to see how they go.
Yeah, they've been to a World Cup but never to a T20 World Cup. They were excellent in the global qualifier in February. So we are going to see a change in bowling. Alana Dalzell is coming back into the attack. First 2 overs went for 17. But to be fair to her, she bowled wicket-taking balls. Caught on the edge a couple of times, a couple of catches shelled off her bowling. So back in now. Slight movement away, but that's pulled across the line, almost a heave, and that's going to be Lulu Little out on the boundary. Sarah Jabin adding to her tally. Moves into the 30s with a fine 4.
Slightly skiddy bowler, Alana Dalzell. It's almost into the hitting arc because there's no swing there. Haven't really seen the T20 finishing skills from her. Wide line Yorkers. She does have a good back of the hand slower ball. She generally bowls good length.
Ooh, coming a long way across the line here. Canning fielding just behind square on the leg side. Takes the throw at the non-striker's end. She's been a little sluggish to get going on that run, but it's going to be interesting to see how she bowls now, because Dalzell was stayed over against Muniba Ali in her first couple of overs to her. Didn't quite get the right line.
I think maybe she thinks that going around the wicket, you're bowling into her hitting arc, so you want to push it across her. She does have a third, so she can go full wide outside off and manage to squeeze the point and the third close together. That's the danger if you go full and wide across a left-hander. Does have cover out, mid-off is up, so I think Ali will be eyeing up the offside, thinking that the ball's going to be angled across her.
Slightly slower, but that's put away beautifully. Exquisites for 6. Munib Ali with yet another maximum. Into the 60s in some styles. 65 now, or 40 deliveries, and she's marching Pakistan towards a very healthy total.
2 straight. When you think of the power that Munib Ali has into the leg side, you've got to try and take her arms away from her. Don't offer up the leg side at all. Definitely don't offer her pace. Make her generate everything if you can.
Look for the little off cutter, and that's going to work. Caught on the boundary. Stokel takes a fine catch, and the end of Munib Ali for a very well played 65 of 41. Safe hands from the tall Stokel. And Alana Dazel has her first wicket of this game. Pakistan 145 for 3.
It's been a really well-paced innings from Siddiqui. She goes for 65 from 41. And straight after hitting a 6, it doesn't quite have the elevation to get it over the tall Stokel.
She took the pace off the ball so nicely, Dalzell. And maybe just needing to put a little extra into it, Munib Ali. Very close still.
I've just been saying don't offer her pace, so she took the pace off and read it well, and then it was just about can we complete the catch, and they did. Now here's something Julia Price will be happy to see. Fatma Sana Khan coming out early. Maybe there's the 15 overs mark and she's next in.
24-year-old who'll be captaining Pakistan again. She's a very, very intelligent cricketer, so much so that she was handed the captaincy as a 22-year-old. Wonderful vision, excellent intelligence. And yes, in terms of her batting, fastest half-century in women's T20 internationals, of just 15 balls in the third T20 against Zimbabwe in Karachi. If she can reach anywhere near that 62 of 19, Pakistan will go well beyond the 200 mark. Takes 2 first up.
Yeah, it's definitely a good 2 because she didn't hit it that hard. Louise Little right out on the boundary there. So there's nothing she could really do. Kind of caught between a rock and a hard place out there where you want to save the 2, but if you come in off the rope, you feel like it might go over your head. Nothing worse than it bouncing over your head and going for 4.
And this one is chipped up a little, not too far away from potentially being caught. At the end of 16, she'll maintain the strike, Fatima Sana. Pakistan 148 for 3.
A pity for Ireland. They had extra cover on the ring. You can understand why, but if she'd been in a regular position, that would have been straight into the hands of Cara Murray. They would have seen their 4th wicket, but as it is, Jabin well set, 32 from 30. And the opener is doing a very good job. Siddiqui 65 and Gull 32. That'll be pleasing to the Pakistan coaching staff. Zafar the only one really to miss out so far, but Sana only on 3 yet, so we won't say that that's definite in the Pakistan lineup yet.
And some batting to come as well. Iran Javid hits a long ball as well. Eva Canning for her final over. Worked away offside. They will go for 2. And that ball just a little too far away from the bowler, Canning.
It's an interesting field here that Canning has for Fatma Sana. Extra cover out in the boundary, long off, long on, and straight mid-wicket. She does have very strong areas. 150 up for Pakistan.
Didn't get hold of that. Maybe a little change in pace from Canning. Stokel charges in off the rope to collect. Just the single.
You mentioned the change of pace. I think one of the reasons why we often don't see Eva Canning finish her spell, and she often doesn't come back in 50 over cricket, she doesn't really have many change-ups, so she has added one. It'll be good news for Ireland because she generally just keeps that seam up and keeps moving it into the right-hander.
Straight back over her head, and that'll go all the way for 4. Almost flat batted by Jabin.
Well, they just changed the field, Ireland, for Jabin. got mid-off up Orla Prendergast, and so Jabin targeting that, got all of her weight in the back hip, and it's almost like a baseball strike down the ground.
It was, open the hips. It's almost like you're facing up to a spinner the way she played that. Good old flat bat back over the bowler after opening the hips. Wide delivery. It's not called wide, but it's a wide channel that Canning bowls. Sarah Jabin, I feel she's missed out on some free runs.
I can't quite understand this field from Canning. Cover out, but also square leg, and at her pace with the keeper up. Much prefer to see long off out and square leg in if she's going to keep bowling that channel.
Straight up, and this should be taken. And indeed is. Ava Canning has another 2 for 35 now, and the end of Sarah Jabin for a well-played 36.
Good composure from the youngster Alice Tector, his second T20 international for Ireland. Kept her feet moving. Always important when the ball's swirling around like that, because it can play tricks. If you end up with getting your feet set, you can get yourself into trouble. Jabin, she's been good throughout the middle overs, but now she's going to have to make way at the back end. Goes for 36 from 33, 155 for 4, Pakistan.
Look at this. Canning maybe expecting the ball to come in a little more. Tector gets under it nicely. She's a very fine fielder. She's taken a couple of really good catches in women's one-day internationals. And completes the catch here.
It's a very odd shot, wasn't it, when you see it in replay there? And I'm not sure what she was trying to achieve, to be honest.
Well, the previous shot that was down the ground, interesting in itself. Alia Riaz. Oh, she can blaze away with bat in hand, Alia Riaz, but that ends 17. That ends Canning's spell. 2 for 35 for Canning, who started with a maiden. Pakistan 155 for 4 with 3 overs to play. Well, there's bowling cards. Canning 8.75, her economy rate. The best of the lot is Cara Murray, only going for 13 from her too. Prendergast still got 2 overs left. She'll bowl her third now. And Arlene Kelly, I mean, just an incredible strike rate in women's T20 international cricket. Got to expect that she's got to have at least one more.
It's strange. She's only bowled 2 so far, and she's gone 1 for 16. I know her second over maybe wasn't as good, but when you've got fresh batters in, you would have thought she might be a good option to bring back on. Orla Prendergast, though, will presumably bowl her 2 out at the end.
Worked away. Just grab the single here, worked off the hips. Would you like to see Ireland bowling the bowlers that you know they're going to be relying on in the World Cup, giving them their full complement of overs in matches like this, or are you happy to see the experimentation that they're going with and giving a few more bowlers opportunities?
I don't think they're looking at that, to be honest. They're bowling the bowlers they think are the right ones for the situation. I just don't necessarily agree that they are. Sometimes as a captain you can't kind of get a feeling, is someone bowling well, is someone not, but you actually don't know the figures. So you sometimes, I remember on occasion going and looking and saying, I've bowled someone 4 overs and actually they've been hit round the park, but it was really good shots. So you're thinking, oh, they're bowling well, I'll keep them on. And someone else might not be bowling as well, but they're getting hit to their sweepers. So looking back afterwards, will Orla Prendergast feel she's made a mistake? I mean, we'll only see when all the overs are bowled, because, you know, Arlene Kelly could bowl one now and go for 2, or she could go for 20, and that changes how things look. But it is important as a captain to look back and make sure you've made the right decisions.
A little wider, takes the top edge, looking for the cut, and that'll run away for 4. Fatima Sana nicely onto that. Into double figures she goes. An element of fortune in that.
Definitely not the execution, though, that Orla Prendergast will have wanted. But third up, she can't afford to be outside off like that. And you can see by the way that had to be fetched that it was wide outside off, certainly wider than you would have wanted. And Fatma Sana Khan was giving herself room, but she was also given it by Prendergast. Long on, pushed back, fine leg inside the ring. So you'd imagine it's a change in plan from Prendergast from short to full.
Inside half of the bat. Squeezed away, leg side.
You do have to feel for bowlers in the women's game, don't you? Because in men's cricket, she would have bowled that with a third out because you got the 5 out. So hard to bowl short deliveries, set the right field when you've only got 4 on the boundary. So that's why you see female bowlers bowl the full plan a little bit more. It's a bit easier to manage with only 4 out in the boundary.
Shoulder to Alia Riaz, gets behind it nicely but doesn't quite make the contact she would have liked. Alice Tector whips it in. I would have liked to see Alice Tector bowling a little more.
Or at all.
Yeah, or at all, yeah. She moves the ball away nicely from right-handed batters. Genuinely one of 2, can move it away convincingly. She's tall, she adds a little extra bounce as well. She's got some serious pace about her game. Runs down the wicket, does Fatima Sana at all a Prendergast, still works her away. Just takes the single, so she'll maintain the strike. 2 overs remaining, Pakistan 164 for 4.
You almost have the problem, Ireland, of having too many bowling options.
I think given Alice Tector's incredible successes with bat in hand, particularly at youth level, and the fact that she's starting to show in Super Series matches that she's very capable and accomplished with bat in hand, maybe playing a little more as an all-rounder. But she remains very much a strike bowler at the top of the innings as well. Has had some limited exposure to internationals, particularly in the one-day international game before this series. So Arlene Kelly is back into the attack. Second highest wicket taker in the T20 World Cup Global Qualifiers in February. Oh, was that an edge? Oh, I thought it might have been an edge. It was close, it was close.
I think it was the sound of the ball hitting the gloves. You should be used to that, being a keeper yourself. Yeah, maybe just she's got hard hands there, Amy Hunter, wanting to keep it close to the stumps.
Yeah, when you snatch it a little, the harder hands. Want to have a little bit of a ride. This one in almost Yorker length from Arlene Kelly, taking the single, Fatima Sana, but she's only got 1 off the first 2 of this over.
A great start from Kelly.
Looking for that power stance. It won't carry all the way to Canning. Takes it on the hop and whips it back in. Yeah, just 2 runs off the first 3 deliveries. After Pakistan were romping along, Arlene Kelly's just pulled it back here.
Well, Pakistan were looking for over 180, so it looked for all money the whole way along that they were going to get there, but 19th over is always so important.
Carved away and put down through the hands of Cara Murray. And nearly a run-out opportunity as well. Good recovery from Lulu Little on the boundary, but Cara Murray, the second one that slipped through her grasp this game.
She does have such good hands, but I think it's her feet get her in trouble here. She just doesn't get off the ground. It's almost like she's falling as she tries to catch it. So, disappointing for her.
Arlene Kelly. And this, just the scramble back. There he is, nearly run out. Comes down the wicket, charging shot. It's wide of Prendergast and wide enough to go to the boundary. Penultimate delivery of Kelly's third is dispatched by Fatima Sana.
It's almost like it's a rule, isn't it? A catch goes down and you get hit for 4 the next delivery. It's universal, and the frustration
Yes.
for the bowler is complete. Not only have I missed out on a wicket, but I get pasted for 4 next delivery.
Little salt in the wound there. Chunks one in. This is straight to Prendergast on the bounce. And that's a very good over in the grand scheme of things. 9 off the over. Kelly finishes with 1 for 25 today. 19 done. Pakistan 173 for 4.
Hayley Matthews spoke a couple of days ago about the fact that they decided, right, game 2, 180 is par after Ireland struggled in game 1. Pakistan agreed 180 was par. They said they let a few too many runs go through. They felt their fielding maybe in a couple of their bowlers weren't as tight as they should have been, their two seamers in particular. So they'll be looking to see, right, if 180's par, we need to see if we can get to 190 and really put Ireland under pressure. An Ireland batting lineup that's looking a little different to usual.
Ooh, thought that was the edge, and it is. Batter walks. Orla Prendergast strikes with the first delivery of the final over. Amy Hunter takes the catch behind. And Pakistan not in a spot of bother, but Fatima Sana, after a healthy knock, is dismissed in the final over for 21.
Great result for Ireland. The captain is gone. Also a dot delivery. Big thick edge. And Amy Hunter makes no mistake behind. One of the easier decisions for Johnny Kennedy.
Well, Pakistan have got a few players who can certainly finish innings. Riaz remains not out, and joining her now, Ihram Javid.
She was certainly striding out into the middle, wasn't she? I feel like she's someone who is on the sideline wishing for a wicket so she could get a chance.
And with the bat up, it's that confident stride to the crease with the bat up to suggest I'm going to be wielding this with aplomb. She's experienced as well, an international for over a dozen years, although has struggled to really command a regular place. Oh, she's going old-fashioned. No spikes on the ground. She's whipped the bail off and is thumping it into the ground to take her mark.
It seems to be something people love or hate when you do that. You either think that's a proper cricketer or, come on, it's 5 deliveries left, come on.
Short ball banged in by Prendergast, and it's 1 ball, the warning. Not wide, but yeah, you might remember Ihram Javid. She made her debut against you in July of 2023. You captained Ireland.
2023?
2013, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I just...
2013.
I think I was about 6 months postpartum at that stage, so I would have been doing well.
2013, I beg your pardon. Only Laura Delaney still in international cricket from an Irish perspective. And this one worked away. Javid off the mark. Disappointingly, Laura Delaney unavailable for the World Cup squad, hasn't recovered from injury, so will not be going to the World Cup. Alice Tector will be playing in her stead.
You're going to have to remind me how Javid did in that game against us in 2013. I'm afraid my memory doesn't quite go back that far.
She scores quickly, but doesn't often get to double figures, I'll say. Let's put it that way. That is drawing the batter wide. Amy Hunter spills it slightly, but straight to Leah Paul, so no harm done. That'll be a dot ball.
How often do you reckon it is that when you stand there as a batter and you're upset that the umpires actually change their mind? I'd say it's 0%. Certainly in international cricket anyway. So I think in club cricket you might be able to persuade them, but showing her displeasure, Aliyah Riaz. 3 from 5 now, pressure on her.
That's going to be wide. This one down the leg side. So 2 balls remaining.
So if she's scores quickly but isn't in for too long, it's a perfect time for that, isn't it?
In only 4 of her 52 innings before this, so she actually scored more than 20 runs. So effectively, 1 every 12 innings, she's scoring more than 20. I can get some quick runs. Oh, Aliyah Riaz. This is one that just bounces over the bat, and that'll be 1 ball remaining in the innings. And Ireland, Isabel Joyce, thoughts on if they restrict Pakistan to under 180?
When you're talking about a total, like a par score being 180, and I still think Ireland will struggle to get to that, truth be told, unless a couple of players has a big day. But a couple of tied overs, and you can suddenly bring them below par.
Digs it in, straight at the batter who works it away. They've got to go for 2. They've got to go for 2. It's Tector's arm, and that's going to be run out. Lovely throw from the boundary. It was low, it was flat, and on the final delivery, Alia Riaz is run out, coming back for a second, which will conclude the Pakistan innings on 176 for 6. Alia Riaz will be run out for 4.
It was a brilliant throw, and I think the difference there and the way that she returned it, Alice Tector, was her feet. Have a look at how she redirects when she gets the ball here. Takes an extra second and gets her momentum back towards the target, which means the throw can be flat and it can be close to the stumps. So it's all about judging what's important when you're in the field. You need to get rid of it. Doesn't matter how good the throw is, or does it need to be accurate? And on that occasion, she judged correctly.
So while there's work done out in the middle, there was some serious work done at the top of the order for Pakistan. Gul Feroza got off to a blistering start, put down a couple of times. Muniba Ali grew into her innings, making 65, but effectively 100 runs between the two openers. Beyond that, though, Saira Jabin with a well-played 36 and Fatima Sana with a quick-fire 21 contributing. Aisha Zafar might feel that she missed out. Alia Riaz run out of the last ball of the innings, and Iram Javeed only 1 of 2 to finish as Ireland pulled Pakistan back in the closing stages, but a massive partnership that really set up a potential big score.
A good start, 44 for the first wicket. I think Pakistan will take that every day of the week, and then you want your opener, one of your openers, along with one in the middle order to make a big partnership, and that's exactly what happened. 88 there for the third wicket. Maybe the tail, I wouldn't want to say the tail, the middle order didn't quite go as well as they would have wanted to really elevate that score to something imposing.
And the bowling figures for you. Eva Canning, as she did in the first match of this tri-series, 2 wickets, 2 for 35 this time. 1 for Dalzell, 1 for Prendergast, 1 for Arlene Kelly as well, who got in a few more overs today. Amy Maguire and Cara Murray wicketless, but Cara Murray the best of the economy rate. So 20 overs done. Pakistan 176 for 6. That means Ireland will be chasing 177 as their target. That's to claim victory in this third match of the Evara Women's T20 International Tri-Series here at Castle Avenue in Clontarf. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the Ireland reply.
It's Wicket. It's cricket for girls aged 12 to 15. It's Wicket. Try out batting, bowling and scoring runs. Try it out with your friends. You'll love it. It's Wicket. Find out more and register now. Wicket. It's cricket for girls aged 12 to 15. It's Wicket. Try out batting, bowling, and scoring runs. Try it out with your friends. You'll love it. It's Wicket. Find out more and register now.
So 176 for 6, Pakistan's tally. Ireland will stride out to bat, looking for that target of 177 in this third match of the Evara Women's T20 International Tri-Series. Ireland against Pakistan today, both sides seeking their first victory of this Tri-Series, both playing their second matches respectively, having both lost to West Indies. Hayley Matthews has been one of the outstanding players in world cricket in recent years, and indeed continues to see her star rise as West Indies edge towards the next T20 World Cup. So Alia Riaz is among the Pakistan fielders out on the park. Fatima Sana will open the bowling for Pakistan, the 24-year-old captain of this Pakistan side. Amy Hunter and Alana Dalzell opening the batting for Ireland.
Interesting to see how the two seamers go today, because they were really expensive in the first game. It was actually the most expensive spell for a Pakistan seamer in T20 internationals from Diana Baig in the last game. 1 for 58 she took, but Fatma Sana was 0 for 50, so she didn't do too much better. Took 4 wickets in the first game of the Tri-Series last year against Ireland. She'll be keen to get back to those kinds of figures. I'll be really interested to see how Alana Dalzell goes, because I think she understandably looked nervous in the first game against West Indies, asked to open the batting in the absence of Gabby Lewis, Ireland's regular captain and opening batter.
Maybe just run that down, squeeze it into the offside, no run. Alana Dalzell, yep, one of those matches where she opens the bowling and now opens the batting. But Amy Hunter facing up, prodigious talent and certainly shot to international prominence as a 16-year-old when on her 16th birthday she made an incredible century.
I think you can always tell a stato when they get excited about a stat like that, opening the batting and opening the bowling.
Going to say I enjoyed the odd curiosity. Amy Hunter off the back foot, punches it through the offside to the boundary for 4. And she is off the mark. Ireland are into their chase.
Still so young, Amy Hunter, so she's always adding to her game, and I would say that's a shot you'd rarely see from her, but beautiful timing, found the gap. Diving fielder and extra cover had absolutely no chance. Sarah Jabin. Just showing as well how good this pitch is. It's stayed together so beautifully. First day it wasn't as good, but it's almost like it's getting better as we go on.
Oh, well done leg this time from Fatima Sana. Wicketless against West Indies. She's 2 away from 50 wickets in T20 internationals, so looking for a little milestone of her own. The Pakistan captain.
I feel like she's a bowler who, once she starts taking wickets in a game, she bowls better and better, but
yes,
she often either takes no wickets or multiple wickets. You don't get a 1 for 30 from her. And she does bowl the tough overs, to be fair. It opens and then closes.
Big appeal. Munima Ali with a little shake of the head. And suddenly, Fatima Sana.
I think they're practicing for when they get to the World Cup and they can either send it upstairs or not. She's saying, no, we wouldn't have gone upstairs. It's like it straightened up, I think, after it passed Amy Hunter and swung away. Could have fooled George Brolly, but not on this occasion.
Straight back in and straight back over the infield. Amy Hunter, the second boundary. It's beautifully timed from Amy Hunter.
That back foot punch was important for Hunter because it drew Fatma Sana into bowling fuller, and that's actually what Amy Hunter wants. She's much better when the ball is up at her. That's why she's in this team as an opener, because she can just get it over that infield. Not a huge backswing, but follows through nicely. 2 boundaries in the over so far, valuable for Ireland.
For a wicketkeeper, a relatively quiet demeanour. But with bat in hand, she is all out attack, Amy Hunter. Double figures now for Ireland with 1 ball left in the opening over. Alana Dalzell will face up for her first delivery in the Ireland innings. Well, she's been opening the batting for the Dragons this season in the domestic scene, and she hasn't been dismissed for a single-figure score yet. That was dismissed for a duck against West Indies. So they'll be keen to get off the mark. The regular opening partnership, Gabby Lewis and Amy Hunter. Now with Gabby Lewis been left out of the side as a precaution to allow her a little time to recover from the leg injury she sustained recently. Alana Dalzell takes her opportunity at the top of the order. Last ball of the first over. Big swing, and that'll be a dot ball. 1 over gone. Ireland 10 without loss.
On reflection, I think it's a good thing Alana Dalzell didn't make contact, because she was through that shot quite late. Probably would have been a cut and bowled had she managed to actually hit it. Best outcome might have been a top edge over the keeper.
There's nothing wrong with the top edge over the keeper. Guaranteed 4s these days.
One of the best shots in the book. No fielder over there.
There's no fielder over there, no. Although, what I have started to see is I initially thought there were long stops being put into place, but almost a long stop position, so almost directly behind the keeper. For batters who play scoop shots, ramp shots.
It definitely is tough to bowl to if you're taking a fielder from somewhere else and putting them behind the keeper. Where are you taking them from?
Tyler Baig will open from the LP Hughes end for Pakistan. 30-year-old from Gilgit, which is the primary gateway to the Karakoram mountain range. It's got the highest concentration of peaks above 8,000 meters above sea level in the world.
Learn something new every day.
Well, she's high stakes here. That Karakoram mountain range includes K2, second highest mountain in the world, and for those who like to scale peaks, often considered the most dangerous.
So steer clear of that one then.
Rather play cricket. But speaking of danger, Diana Baig is a very dangerous bowler. She bowls a lot of maidens, she finds a lot of swing, and she can get some bounce up front as well. Oh, but that's beautifully played. Couple of bounces and into the padding around the boundary rope. Amy Hunter hit that venomously. Into double figures she goes.
Very good at flat batting the ball down the ground. An excellent hockey player is Amy Hunter. So it's almost like a strike on goal. The little 3 steps down, a shuffle, and then flat bats it down. That's probably top left-hand corner if you're playing hockey.
Pulls out of this run-up, Diana Baig.
I love these kinds of battles. Dot ball first up, then a boundary. What's coming next?
Oh, and this one just worked off her hips. And that'll roll across the boundary rope as well. It's not clipped bat, rather just pad on its way through. So beats Muniba Ali behind the stumps. 4 leg byes will be added to the Ireland tally. Good start, 18 off 9.
Well, the shoulder's slumping a little bit from Pakistan. They need to try and keep the heads up because they put plenty of runs on the board. But nicely ridden here from Amy Hunter. Just stayed inside the line of the ball. Didn't manage bad on it, but got it fine enough to beat that 45 fielder.
Baig has brought in the fielder at 45. Brought her in very tight now. Ball's a little straighter. Muniba Ali, very quick reactions for the keeper. Glove off and down and to her right quickly. Excellent footwork from the wicket keeper. Diana Begg is the kind of cricketer, though, you don't mind having in difficult situations, because she has the uncanny ability to work things out and adapt, which is not always something you see from individuals, sometimes instructed by captains or those around them. And fires it in at the legs of Hunter, gets a thickish inside edge. We'll take 2.
Yeah, 2 all the way, wasn't it? Just the pockets there in the corners, quite big. You need to be running your 2s there. Ireland know this ground pretty well. They've played a number of T20 internationals the last couple of years, faced England here in 2024, Pakistan here as well last August, and it's a ground they like playing at. They haven't chased down a total quite as big as this, though. 168 Pakistan got in the second one of those T20s.
Right in, down leg, catches nothing. And that'll be wide ball. Diana Begg. I think one of the reasons she's able to work things out so well, she's absolute sports obsessed, multi-talented athlete as well. I know she was a very fine competitor in athletics. She competed in shot put and javelin for her region, is capped internationally in football as well. She continues to bowl the leg side, and this one is worked away beautifully by Hunter. Lapped for 4 on the end of 2. Ireland 25 without loss.
Brilliant over that from Ireland. It says 11 from the figures, but there were the 4-leg bites, so it's a 15 run over. Diana Begg was expensive last over. She begins the next game the same way. Not so much bad bowling, good batting by and large, I think, from Amy Hunter, who's come off the better of that battle. Started out with the dot and went for 15.
Yeah, precisely. But just look at the repertoire of Amy Hunter on display so far this innings. Starting with that back foot punch to that beautiful little guide down the leg side. The opposite end, though, Alana Dalzell has faced only 1 delivery of the innings so far. And she'll be squaring up to the Pakistan captain, Fatima Sana Khan, her full name. Beautiful from Dalzell. She's gone over the infield. Thought when it left the bat it looked a little better than that, but maybe a little too high. Cleared the infield. Doesn't skip away to the rope, but is off the mark.
Well, fair play to her. It was the same shot as she missed the last over of Fatma Sana, and because she's been given free rein, she's just continuing on with that option. Generally likes to get on the front foot and hit over the top. She's not really going to get that from Fatma Sana Khan, who probably knows that Dalzell's been promoted, and you by and large know that players that come in later in the order are better going down the ground. That fielder goes back in mid-wicket onto the boundary, so 2 out on the leg side.
Moves back in sharply, inside edge onto the pads from Dalzell, and Hunter with a really good call. They scramble through for a single, Ireland.
Big appeal, but a very big piece of bat before that appeal meant that there was no danger. Good awareness from Hunter, who scampered through. It took Dalzell a while to decide to get through, and actually I think she was a bit casual in getting home. And also, if it hadn't hit the bat, it was also missing another set. So I'm not sure what it was that the captain saw, but maybe not the same view as us.
No, where does she bowl to Hunter? Looks for the short one.
I like it as an option against Amy Hunter in particular, who likes to, not all the time, but she'll premeditate on occasion. So if you know that she's got the change up there, she's going to bowl the bouncer as a batter, you don't want to premeditate, because it's hard then to adjust to the change in length.
That's an excellent point. But if she'd got that a little straighter at Hunter's helmet, you figure that would have been square for 4 at least.
2 fielders out there, though.
Oh, and that's going to be 4 wides. Nibali smacks the ground in frustration.
Well, the bowler also disappointed. However, she did bowl the wide in the first place, which probably Muniba Ali would say she shouldn't. It's also an awkward bounce, but you'd expect her to do better. Don't know who's blaming whom there, but not good optics from the sideline. Hands on hips, the double teapot from Muniba Ali. She's not happy with what was delivered and her performance as well.
Worked away by Hunter, won't get the single. I'm going to go back to this, I mentioned it earlier. Muniba Ali, wicketkeeper, and Amy Hunter, who's batting, both wicketkeepers. Only 5 times has a wicketkeeper actually gone on to make a women's T20 I100. And the first to do it was the great Australian Alyssa Healy, massive 148 not out of 60-odd balls against Sri Lanka 7 years ago. But Muniba Ali was the second to do it. Amy Hunter scored the third. Muniba Ali scored her second 100 against Ireland. Amy Hunter, it's deep and just over the fielder's head. Well, that's going to be very disappointing for Pakistan and for Fatima Sana in particular, because coming in off the rope, it just looked like Gul Firoza took a few too many steps forward before realising that ball was travelling over her head. Chance lost, 4 to Hunter.
Hit with the wind, and that's something that she maybe didn't take into account on the boundary Gul Firoza. We saw a catch taken there brilliantly in the first game by Rebecca Stokel, who stood still and waited to judge at the second half of the trajectory. Should she come in? Should she go back? It's a difficult one to persuade yourself to do, to stay still at the beginning. You want to get close to the ball. But it never felt like it was going to drop short.
End of 3. Ireland 37 without loss. Amy Hunter and Lana Dalzell come together. Hunter's faced 15. Dalzell only a 5th of that number of deliveries. Yeah, Muniba Ali, 200s, her second against Ireland in August last year, and a fortnight after she scored her second 100, it was Amy Hunter against Germany. Scored her second century, a wonderful unbeaten 114. So the only 2 women's wicket-keepers to score multiple T20 international centuries, and they're playing in the same game.
Well, when you mentioned the first one, I thought, did Julia Price play T20 International? She's celebrating so hard that an Australian got 100, but no. She's just very pleased for her countrywoman.
Recently retired Alyssa Healy, one of the all-time greats. So we are going to see a change in bowling here. Now, for Pakistan, they've got some very dangerous spin options. Among them, Sadia Iqbal. Dalzell can't get hold of this one.
It's a good option, that, but she just was through the shot a little bit too early. I think she was woken up by Fatma Sana in that first over, and now she's thinking everyone's going to be as quick. Someone who's brilliant at changing her pace is Sadia Iqbal. Just subtle variations in length as well.
And that's going to be, oh, should have been. Should have been. Pakistan do what Ireland did. And that is put an opportunity down. Sadia Iqbal set to strike with her second delivery. Tosses it up, catches the edge, and then put down by, I think, the captain.
It is the captain, you're right. And it feels like she's just scrambled, isn't it? She's thinking about too many things. The captain can be difficult to field when you're trying to decide on fielding positions and bowling changes. And you forget to focus on the moment.
Sadia Iqbal concedes a second here off her third delivery. The first Pakistan women's player to become the world's top-ranked T20I bowler. It's a couple of years ago now. She leapfrogged, I think it was Sophie Eccleston, to the #1 spot. In fact, last time she visited Ireland was the world's top-ranked T20I bowler as well.
I think that's bold, is it?
This should be a run-out opportunity, and the non-strikers end. Well, I saw the bail come off, and I wasn't sure if it was bowled or if Muniba Ali had done it, or if there was a hit wicket here. either way, Hunter's running down, run-out opportunity, and I think Alana Dalzell is going to be on her way because the leg stump bail is off. Now, the umpires are coming together, George Brolly and Johnny Kennedy.
Well, unfortunately, our replay not giving us any more information, and the bail isn't giving us information either. I can't quite see where it is. Is it in front of the stumps or behind?
It's right between them. That's the problem. And I don't know if it was Muniba Ali who clipped the bail or if it was a hit wicket. It wasn't the ball.
Let's see where this gets picked up from in front of the stumps. So that would indicate it's off the keeper's gloves usually, but it was in between the stumps too. Johnny Kennedy is diffusing the situation, and he's probably saying in his own way, get on with the game, because there's no further information. They can't come to us anyway, even if we did have the footage, because that's not in the regulations for this fixture. Just be for our own interest. But certainly Alana Dalzell straight afterwards didn't react like she'd stood on her stump, so you can usually tell.
Oh, beautiful from Dalzell. Straight down the ground. One bounce over the rope and into the side screen.
Well, that is her real strength, Alana Dalzell, is down the ground. She's really added power the last few years. She famously got a 4 in the final delivery against England in a one-day international to give Ireland their first win in that format against England, and it was when Holly Armitage was unsighted by the sun.
Oh, Sadia Iqbal fires in a little quicker towards leg stump. End of Sadia Iqbal's first 6 off the over. Ireland 43 without loss after 4. Yeah, speaking about last ball heroics, Dalzell against England. But also, Sadia Iqbal was involved in that last ball heroics as well, and not the quite way she usually does. Top-ranked T20I bowler in the world the last time she came to Ireland. Only picked up 3 wickets and then was hit for 6 off the final ball of the Ireland innings by Jane Maguire, who is unfortunately injured and unavailable for the World Cup, or indeed this series.
Surprised me the most was Sadia Iqbal just didn't land the delivery, and if there was someone in the world at the time you felt would, it was her. But just having a look at the comparison here, at the same point in their innings, Pakistan were 33 without loss. So Ireland well ahead at this point as Ramin Shamim comes in for her first over.
Oh, Amy Hunter, maybe a little reach down the wicket.
She is very good at sweeping, Amy Hunter, but I think Shamim is one of those off spinners that's quite difficult to sweep. The kind of lengths that she bowls, she generally gets a very good length that bounces quite steeply. She's a wily customer. She's not one of those spinners you look at and think, okay, this is the play. You'd want to come down or you want to sweep, reverse sweep, whatever. It's not that obvious what the choices are, which is why she's so good in the power play. Deep mid-wicket, long on, the 2 out.
For the first time in the game, run rate drops to under 10. This is an excellent start between Sadia Iqbal and Ramin Shamim. Only 6 runs off the last 9 deliveries.
One of the things you always felt about Pakistan was that they had great spinners, but they needed work on their seamers. And Fatma Sana, in particular, is the sweep shot. But Fatma Sana in particular, you felt, okay, they're now adding seamers in that are also going to be top level, but we haven't really seen that in this series so far, so that'll be disappointing for Pakistan going into a World Cup.
Sada Jabin with the fielding, whips it in quickly. First run off Ramin Shamim, comes 4 deliveries into her first over. Bowls right hand, right arm, bats left.
Well, that's the way it should be, shouldn't it? Top hand, strong hand.
was going to say for top order batters, and there's the top edge, and this should be gone. It is. Ramin Shamim strikes. Alana Dalzell is gone for 8 off 9. And Pakistan have Ireland 1 wicket down.
I mentioned earlier in the over it's difficult to sweep Ramin, and it proves so for Dalzell. She goes for 8, Ireland 44 for 1.
Next into bat, number 13, Rebecca Stokes.
It's the delivery again.
Yeah, have a look at that bounce. It's just not the right length to sweep. It was a premeditated shot, you'd think. And after a couple of drop catches, who do you want under the ball if you're Pakistan? It's Diana Baig, their best fielder. She's someone who tends to make things happen. She didn't have to do too much there, just make sure that the ball didn't touch the ground. And there's a slight height differential out in the middle now. Rebecca Stokes, one of many tall players in the Irish team, truth be told, but alongside her, Amy Hunter, one of the more diminutive, if not the most diminutive, in the Irish lineup.
Most destructive as well, arguably. Rebecca Stokes, who is incredibly strong down the ground, makes her way in 1 down for Ireland today. She's got 1 ball to face in Ramin Shamim's first over. Looks to work that off her pads. A little with the turn. Diana Baig does the fielding. Opts not to throw. Single to end the 5th over. Ireland 45 for 1.
Brilliant over, isn't it? The last couple of overs could have had a few wickets because Sadi Iqbal, I don't know what happened. It was just from the naked eye, I looked at it and thought, did she hit that with her heel? When Alana Dalzell, they were saying hit wicket. Neither umpire saw anything, so you can't give that out. But yeah, the 2 spinners have come on and really shored up the runs. There you go. You can have a look at the worm that was way above, relatively way above, and then it's really flattened out since the 2 spinners have come on.
Yeah, only 8 runs in the last 12 deliveries. Sadia Iqbal and Ramin Shamim bowling very nicely for their respective first overs in this innings. After the run rate was over 10 and over for Ireland through the first 3 overs, chasing 177. Required run rate is still under the current run rate, but not by much. Amy Hunter needs to keep going, but Stokes will face the second delivery of the innings here to the top-ranked T20I bowler in the world, Sadia Iqbal.
Stokes is so good down the ground. Sometimes when you're watching her, you think if she could just back her skills a little bit earlier. Mid-off is inside the ring. She's got that long, languid swing. Could she hold her shape and take on Sadia Iqbal?
This time she cuts hard as well, but straight to Saira Jabin.
I should be very frustrated there, Stokes. Got the width, had the pace on the ball, didn't manage to beat the fielder.
Down leg. Maybe caught something because there's no wide. It's nicely taken by Munib Ali. Rebecca Stokes with a polite question.
Good from her, though, to just step aside.
That one is wide, well wide, beats Munib Ali, will race away for 4 wides. It's an excellent over. 3 dot balls to start again.
Yeah, 5 wide's definitely not what you want, but you can see what she's trying to do. Just bowl it in at Rebecca Stokes. The final over the power play, she still only has 2 fielders out, so she doesn't want to get hit through the offside. Erring on this occasion.
Let's prods that into the leg side. Diana Baig with the fielding again. Sadia Iqbal. 2 balls remaining in this over. Stokes may be feeling there's a little urgency required. This one is relatively straight down the ground, slightly offside, and that's sees Ireland go to 54 for 1, the 50 up, courtesy of the wides, and now put away by Stokel. She's got her first boundary of the innings. 1 remaining in the power play.
Yeah, great to see her taking on the field. That's why she's there at number 3, to take on that power play. Oh, that was tight. Could have been curtains for Stokel. Just about got back in time, but manages to leave with her wicket. And the power play over. Let's have a little look at what happened there. Again in at leg stump is Sadia Iqbal. Oh, this is the boundary, in fact. Good footwork, and that's what I mean by the long, languid swing, because while she didn't absolutely middle it, she managed to do enough to get it over the infield. There's this run-out opportunity. Thought it was gone past Muniba Ali, but got back in time. So, power play done, 54 for 1 Ireland. And with that, Dwayne DeLocca will take a little break, and Julia Price has been watching on from the wings. What have you made of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the fielding today hasn't been great from both teams, particularly early on. Lots of opportunities, just haven't really taken them. But very, very similar position, 1 for 56 and, the other way around, 56 for 1 and 54 for 1 here from Ireland. But a much better start for them. Amy Hunter's been excellent so far, very positive with her footwork, finding those boundaries that they really were hitting fielders in the first game against the West Indies. So I'm pretty sure the coaching staff will be very, very pleased.
Nasha Sandhu into the attack. Always interested to see what way she goes about things in terms of what pace she bowls. She bowls a lot more slowly than Sadia Iqbal, so as a batter trying to change your mindset, lower arm action as well. Much more flight. Is that a chance gone down? I think that was a catch, you know.
Yeah, I reckon that was another opportunity. Just wasn't really ready, and as a spinner, it's nearly unforgivable. You get a lot of your wickets caught and bowled. She's a small player as well. It's not like she had to bend too far to get down to that one. So no excuses there, and another opportunity goes down for Pakistan.
Stones from glass houses there. Pricey. Just clipped round the corner. It'll just be 1.
It'd be nice to see Rebecca Stokel out there for a while. She's got an opportunity. Normally all of Prendergast would be coming in at 3. Leah Paul, as we have another look at that, just, yeah, way too high. So good to see her in at number 3 with opportunity.
Down the ground, there's a fielder out there, and it goes through the hands. It's a second drop from the captain, Fatma Sana Khan. Just too many things going through her mind, and she was almost celebrating before she took the catch. And just didn't get them together tightly enough. It went straight through them, 6 runs.
Yeah, she was in a perfect position. In fact, it was just about right in front of us here. Backing back, maybe still moving as she was trying to take it. But, yeah, I thought she was looking in a confident position. Just burst through the hands. Wasn't expecting it maybe to get to her that quickly. That's the 5th opportunity already in just 7 overs.
Comes back with a dot, and an unusual one when a catch goes down and the next ball's not a boundary. Showing a bit of composure, Nashra Sandhu. Another flighted delivery. This is hit powerfully right of Sana, who, yeah, she's one of the best fielders, if not the best fielder. So the irony is that she's the one who's dropped 2 catches, but it's not 2 to her. So an eventful over. It's all happening here in Clontarf. 63 for 1 after 7 Ireland.
Normally, they've got an 84% catching percentage before this game. And Ireland was second with 87%. And I think both of those percentages will be going down after this game. It's been an unusual one why they are dropping it. It's a little bit overcast. Maybe they're losing it a little in the sky.
Well, for Pakistan, I think they're just misjudging this boundary. It does seem to come at you a bit more quickly. Both times they've come in off the boundary. That replay we showed of Fatma Sana, she kind of ran in a little circle. A change of ends for Ramin Shamim. I think she prefers bowling from that end. You generally see her operating from that, the LP Hughes end. but sadly Iqbal also prefers that end down the hill. Onto the back foot, Hunter takes the single. So this is an area where Pakistan are really good at keeping it tight in the middle overs. Their spinners operating, they just dry out the boundaries, 4 fielders out. So for Stokel and Hunter, it's about finding at least one boundary in an over, which can be difficult against these spinners in particular.
Yeah, Shamim just getting a bit of drift as well from this end. Just need a little bit more grip and turn out of this pitch, and it might cause a few issues. At the moment, it just seems to be coming on quite nicely.
Yes, fielders out, square mid-wicket, long on, long off. And because of that drift, I think they've moved that mid-wicket out and brought her into third.
Okay, just nice and easy, taking the singles that are on offer, straight down the ground. Maybe Amy Hunter realising she's had a little bit of luck so far today and just trying to be a bit more conservative.
Changing the field once more, so field has gone back into mid-wicket. No third for Stokel. Nicely taking the pace off that one. Stokel really reaching for it.
Yeah, it's nearly like little outswingers at the moment, isn't it? Not a lot of turn in this wicket. I thought she bowled beautifully against West Indies the other day, 2 for 29. Picked up Joseph and Claxton.
Pick edge, no third. They'd just taken her out a couple of balls previously. But it's not... I still think it's a good field because a couple of runs, it's near. You're not going to get Rebecca Stokel targeting that area. So 2 to finish that one, a good over again. Just the 5 from it. Ramin has 2 overs now, 1 0 for 7. After 8, Ireland 68 for 1. In fact, it's 1 for 7, of course. You got the Alana Dalzell, the 1 wicket in the game so far. If you were out there in the middle, any kind of options you feel like they could look to for a boundary against Ramin Shamim?
Yeah, I think that they've got to use their feet, excuse me, a little bit more, and be able to work on the space, push the mid on or long on and long off both ways. You still want to keep the risk down, but there's still plenty of space in this field, good pockets.
Sandhu continues onto the back foot, is Hunter. She's called to, I don't think there's an opportunity for it. And because Stokel usually bats near the end of the innings, she's kind of got that mindset of running 2s. So you can see from the way she sprints and turns, she's really wanting to run them. Probably something she's more brought into her game more recently. She used to open the batting. Just another single.
So even with that one, you sort of see her playing it from the crease. And if she'd just be able to use her feet to just get it in line with the little more, she could play across it and into the space splitting here in front of us, the deep mid-wicket.
She just about dug that from the ground there, didn't she, Amy Hunter?
But I think she's actually thinking that. She was seeing the space, knows that there's a bit of a gap between the long on and the deep mid-wicket. And just trying to hit that. Even if you don't get the boundary, you're potentially going to get up and down.
That's a big shout. And you always know when an umpire moves to the side, they're not keen on the LBW or the decision. So Sandhu felt she had her woman. Let's take a look.
Stokel is batting a long way outside the leg stump. I'd say that's she's a little lucky to still be out there.
Yeah, I think that you're right. It's the guard that has saved her. Sweep shot, and has she managed to get the gap between the 2 fielders? Not quite. Brilliant from Diana Baig in the deep. Just didn't give up on it, and the brilliant thing was she stayed on her feet for as long as possible, focused on actually getting the ball back in from those Toblerones. Save 2.
Excellent fielding from Baig. She's always been very, very good in the field, but also excellent batting from Hunter, using one of her stronger shots, knowing that there's space on that mid-wicket boundary.
Really slow through the air. She does well, doesn't she, to reach that, Hunter? But again, Another good over from Pakistan, keeping Ireland quiet at this point in the game. 7 from it. 9 gone. Ireland 75 for 1. Run rate just above 8. The run rate required, well, just start to creep up now towards 10. Just the 5 bowlers used so far, and at the toss, Fatma Sana Khan said that they'd use an extra bowler. They may not need to.
Yeah, I actually think they do need to, more for their own development. I mean, you look at the pace bowlers, and they've both, in both games they've played so far, gone for big runs. And you think, well, who's their other option? Who else can they have bowling here? Who's potentially going to be able to come in off the sidelines? We know Jabeen can actually bowl quite well. I would love to see her be an option. I think the pace off is going to be what's going on so far.
Down the ground, good hand from Ramin. It could have gone all the way to the boundary. It was hit pretty straight from Hunter, but the hand means it's only 1. And I think the desperation that Pakistan is showing to save those boundaries, it's a mental thing. Ireland, they want to frustrate them by drying up those boundaries. It's been a while. Stokel using the feet. I think the chat between the two batters was, before drinks, we've got to start looking for more boundaries.
Yeah, 8.25, normally it'd be like, and we're pretty happy at cruising along that, but when 9.37, it's how quickly that can blow out can be really, really tough, and not putting that pressure on your lower order if the top order can't do it.
Last boundary, 6.4 overs. It's Amy Hunt just sweating on it. Yeah, that 6 that went through the hands of Fatma Sana Khan, that dropped catch, was the last time Ireland found the boundary rope, so that's 3 overs ago almost. Will be 3 overs if they don't score a boundary on this delivery.
Just that straighter line to Stokel, she tends to get a little, because she doesn't use her feet, she gets a little tied up. Just needs to take 1 or 2 steps, and she can punch down to either of those fielders that are straight on the boundary.
There's the footwork and good power, but the fielder's straight there. She can be, because of the way Ramin's consistently bowling on the stumps. And you don't really see Stokel come leg side and look to go over extra either. Fuller delivery. They'll call for 2, but just hasn't sent it wide enough. They've thought about it. Oh dear. Just about back in, and Hunter says, thanks for the call, because you would have been out if you'd run. 5 runs in that, the 10th over. And Ireland, well, they've got a platform needing 97 to win the remaining 60 balls. The players will have a drink and we'll take a quick break. Join us again in a couple of minutes. No doubt some wisdom passed on during that drinks break. After the Pakistan drinks break, there was definitely a change in tempo. We felt that they had been told when they came in at drinks, right, you've got to start going some, and they certainly did. Nasha Sandhu for her third over.
It's a clear plan there from Amy Hunter, isn't it, really? Just knowing that she's got a lot of space. If just can get it a fraction squarer, she'll be able to push the two fielders on the boundary either side, pick up the 2, potentially the 4. So been only picking up singles since that drop. And at long on.
Stokel on the sweep, looking a little bit uncomfortable, but good to see her using the option. Because she's, especially against Ramin Shamim, you feel like she actually is one of the players who can sweep because she can get that big stride in and get to the pitch of the delivery.
Well, she's going to have to bowl pretty straight with the field that she's currently got set.
There's a sweep, a big shout, not out again. And Maniba Ali said, yeah, it's gone down leg. Sandhu looks very frustrated. It can be difficult when your left arm around the wicket to see the line. Yeah, there you go. You can almost see all 3 stumps when it hits the body. But I think Amy Hunter wasn't too sure where she was. So heart in the mouth stuff for her. A flatter. And just opens up that gap. Can they cut it off? No. She's been sweating on that gap. The boundary finally comes. And Hunter, well, starts off the second half of the innings pretty soon with a boundary.
I just pulled her length back a little bit. We just allowed Amy Hunter to get onto the back foot and punch it into that space that she's been looking at, but it's all been on the front foot up until now. Just can't bowl that length on a pitch that's just holding a fraction. Sat up beautifully. Much needed boundary by Ireland.
Just a nothing shot there from Amy Hunter. Didn't get the delivery she was wanting. And sometimes you're better off blocking it, to be fair, when you've got one shot in your head and it's not there. You can end up throwing the wicket away. Another sweep shot. Can they turn it into a 2? You wouldn't think so. Good clean hands there from Sarah Jabin. A single to close out that over. 7 from it, 11 gone. Ireland 87 for 1. Just one away now from a half century. Has the strike Amy Hunter. Can she put in the big innings that can see Ireland home and get their first points in this Evara Women's International Tri-Series? Remember, West Indies won the first 2 games in the series. They're sitting pretty at the top of the table. Both these teams vying to get a win on the board. I had a brilliant bilateral series last year that was nip and tuck.
Well, they certainly need one of these batters to go on with it. At the moment, to me, it feels like Amy Hunter's in good control of her innings, trying to force the issue. Stokel just pushing them around.
Yeah, change in bowling. Aisha Zafar with her right arm off spin. Wide outside off and kind of sat up, didn't it? Can Stokel get back for a second? She can. Aliyah Riaz down the deep, hits the stumps, but Stokel home easily. That's 50 for Amy Hunter, her 6th international half century in T20 internationals. She's got 2 centuries to her name. Can she double up? Time will tell. 51 from 41 with 6 fours and the 1-6 in the innings.
Yeah, it's been an excellent innings, particularly through the power play. Really took advantage of having the field in. Just the 2 on the boundary.
Uses the feet, squirts it over the infield. That could skip away. Yes, she gets a good bounce. And there's no chance of cutting that one off. 2 followed by 4. The 6th bowler being used. And it could be that Ireland say, right, we've got to take this one down. This is our opportunity to try and get ahead of the game.
Well, difference here from Aisha Zafar. And you can see there that she's come down the wicket and she's opened up the blade just to make sure she got it a bit squarer with the long off in play.
Really pulls the length back on this occasion, and Amy Hunter decided she was coming down no matter what, so isn't really able to take full toll.
And we haven't seen Aisha Zafar either with her bowling, and she's just bowling a little too wide for the field that she's got at the moment. So chance of it being a boundary on the offside increases.
50-wicket partnership as Rebecca Stokel takes the field on. Probably luckily enough didn't get all of that because it drops short. So 82 from 50 now for Ireland. So they'll definitely feel this is within reach. 9 wickets in hand. Footwork again, straight down the ground and taken. She'd put herself there, Fatma Sana. Despite the fact she dropped a couple earlier, she said the chance is coming there. I'm going to put myself in the hot spot. Amy Hunter just didn't get enough contact on that one to send it over the rope. And the change-up, the 6th bowler works for Pakistan. 50 and soon after out for Hunter.
Yeah, wonderful innings from Amy Hunter. She's really set it up nicely for the rest of the Irish squad. Just the 2 wickets down and still very much within grasp. And the captain comes out in all the Prendergast, but just with that dismissal was a really good ball from Zafar. Tightened up her line a little bit, made the batter have to play nice and straight with the field set back. Probably would have liked to have just sort of squeezed that over extra cover. A good catch in the end. You can see Maniva Ali, she's pretty happy they've finally taken a catch. She's had a few chances today. Hunter would have been dropped twice.
Yeah, she's yet to add that, I think, Amy Hunter, the actual technically correct straight one down the ground. She either kind of smears it leg side or goes inside out. But Orla Prendergast, the captain, out at number 4. She'll feel a lot more comfortable coming out today than she was the other day against West Indies. Someone who enjoys being in the thick of it. Runs well, so she'll enjoy being with Stokel. We do have the wrong bowler there. It's not Ramin who bowling her 4th, so that needs to be fixed. But I think for Pakistan, it's good signs that their 6th bowler is able to make the breakthrough. If you're trying to kind of force your cause as a bowler, then she's doing a good job of it. Stokel just giving herself room, and tidy finish, the wicket and the dot to the 12th over. 8 overs to go. Ireland 95 for 2.
I've still got the 8 wickets in hand. It does look a little daunting, 82 runs off 48 balls, but with so many wickets in hand, it does allow you to throw the bat a little bit, maybe take a few more risks than you normally would. And someone like Rebecca Stokel, who's been out there for a little while now, that responsibility is going to fall on her a little bit to try and find the boundary early. Obviously, Prendergast, very much a boundary hitter. It's just taken a little while to get in on this wicket. And a real shame that Ireland lost that wicket of Amy Hunter. She was looking very, very aggressive today.
It's that trap, isn't it, when you've got the 6th ball and you think you have to really have a big over. Fatma Sana into the attack again. Feet from Stokel. I don't mind the option at all. Get anything on that. It could be a boundary because 3rd is inside the ring. Cover long on mid-wicket and square out.
And it brings herself back onto the new batter just to make it a little tougher. Pace on. She's not the sharpest through, but she's enough to, I think, cause a few issues this early in the piece.
Very different to Orla Prendergast as a bowling captain. Fatma Sana happy to bring herself on when the wicket had fallen. Chipped leg side, call could be and fumble maybe. No, good decision, good hand there from Dinah Baig, who almost ran past it and make a meal of it, but managed to tidy it up.
She's got very much a leg side field with the cover out as well, though. So she's nearly encouraging early on for Prendergast to go over the top. Try and take on mid-off. It can be a bit tough hitting straight early.
It's a good matchup, I think, for Pakistan. Hard length. Good start, good welcome to Prendergast. No panic stations yet for Ireland. They do have some firepower. They want to take it as deep as they can. Can't afford to have any quiet overs, though.
I think this is where the captain is feeling she might be able to sneak one through. Quality bowler. Probably hasn't had the best start so far to the tournament. But an opportunity now for her to just get away with a tight one.
feet from Prendergast, and she will get home pretty easily. She's very quick between the wickets. There was a dot at the beginning of this over, of course, so there's 4 deliveries gone, not the 3 that we're showing on your screen.
I think the fact that they're going for ones at the moment is really playing into Pakistan's hands. Oh, they've got to work out how to find that boundary.
You're kind of wondering, do you take it on and risk having 2 wickets back to back, or just shore things up? They don't have time really to do that. Stokel takes on the field. Very good from her. Gets the hands through, mid-off in the ring. 1 bounce over the rope. There's the boundary they need. 100 up for Ireland.
Yeah, that's that shot down ground. A little easier for Stokel. She's been out there for a bit longer, but she's just managed to get a bit of width. I was able to free the arms up and punch this over the top of mid-off. Excellent work from her. Good attacking. You can see how she was really forcing her hands into that space. Exactly what the doctors ordered for Ireland.
And calls of 2. Orla Prendergast will look to come back for the second. No is the call. Well done from Aliyah Riaz to keep it to 1 off the final. I think Pakistan, all in all, will be happy to go for just 7 in that over. 13 gone. Ireland 102 for 2.
Well, Stokel and Prendergast in the middle, just discussing what they need to do. At the moment, Stokel's probably pushed into that her gear 3. Where are my boundaries? How am I maximising this? Prendergast still only faced 3 balls, trying to work on how she's going to start to support her teammates and chase down this 75 to win off 42 balls.
Full one from Aisha Zafar. Stokel just lays down the ground, takes the single. Can tell you that there are just a few drops about. It's not quite raining yet, but there are just a few drops about. Maybe Ireland will be starting to look up the Duckworth-Lewis Stern equivalents. And they're about 7 behind currently. Orla Prendergast straight down the ground and takes the 4. 2 bounces over the Toblerone. And if there's anybody that can accelerate in this Ireland lineup, it is Orla Prendergast. Glorious stroke. Very powerfully struck. Boundary all over it, despite the fielder not being too far away.
Yeah, just the footwork was excellent from Prendergast. You could see her play just a little across the line. If it wasn't quite the traditional shot, we just kept the ball a little straighter.
Huge power again. Looks to bisect the fielders. But very nicely claimed, Aliyah Riaz.
She batted beautifully in the first game and just really threw her wicket away. Hayley Matthews bowling at her and hitting across the line straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket.
Orla Prendergast will get back on strike as Stokel takes the single. 2 balls remaining in Aisha Zafar's second over.
Are there going to be any changes and shuffling of the batting order depending on this situation now?
I think depending on the situation, but for now there'll be hopes that Orla Prendergast can last at least a few overs. Full delivery will take the single. She's very quick between the wickets, Orla Prendergast, and she's not only a brilliant captain and leader, and also somebody who's able to get into this lineup. I mean, she's arguably one of the best fielders, if not the best.
You're not doing this again, are you?
She's no jinxes to be had. Powerfully struck by Stokel. And that'll be the end of the over. She will maintain the strike. 6 overs remain. Nelson up for Ireland, 111 for 2. 2 very tall, powerful players at the crease for Ireland. They are falling a little behind the run rate as things go, but up to 111 for 2 now. They've got wickets in hand. They realise that they're at nearly 12 and over. Nearly 2 a ball. A few more dot balls from the spin bowlers who've really dragged back the run rate impressively in this innings. And maybe a little too much pressure on Ireland. But this is a good opportunity to let them work things out with the players in the middle to see whether or not they can escape from a situation that could potentially be dangerous. Both these sides want the win. Not great news in terms of availability and ability to do that. Sundu into the attack. Across the line, bisects the field this brilliantly. Rebecca Stokel, usually so strong down the ground, goes square this time.
Yeah, clever cricket there from Stokel. Steps across outside the line of her off stump, so she knows if she gets it on the pad, she won't be given out LBW. So smart cricket. We talk about high risk. That's probably more about your gear too. And she still managed to find the boundary, so good signs.
Across the line, and that could have gone anywhere. Lands almost between two fielders. They will come back for two, so it'll be 6 of the first 2 of Nashra Sundu's over. But if there's no other indication of just how dangerous she can be, this is the bowler that has dismissed arguably the world's best batter, Laura Wolfart, more than any other in T20 international cricket. On multiple occasions, she's had Laura Wolfart's number. She likes to bowl straight, and she gets a lot of cordon balls as a result. This was struck so firmly, though. I think it struck her bowling hand as well.
Yeah, just on that little half volley, I think. So not an opportunity that time, but you're right. She changed the line of the delivery. She'd seen Stokel been stepping outside the line of the off stump and playing across it. Looks like she might have actually maybe just done a little fingernail. You ever had that problem, Dwayne?
As a wicketkeeper, several times. You know the answer to that. How many fingers did you break how many times in your career did you break fingers?
Yes, quite often.
I think, well, the good news here is it struck her right hand. So there is going to be some medical attention out for Nashra Sundu. It wanted to be a fast bowler, but converted to spin after she was advised to do so, and suddenly started to rise through the youth ranks in Lahore. Was playing regional cricket and soon drafted into the provincial senior side and subsequently into the national team setup. The rise has been meteoric since converting from seam to spin. Yeah, so holding on to that right hand.
So pretty much picks up a wicket every game she plays in. Still waiting for that one today. Just that little break might just be the break in momentum that Pakistan wanted.
A little wider this time, and there's a gap on the offside that is fully exploited. Stokel is motoring along here. That's a second boundary in the over.
You can't be bowling that wide. When you have the field up on the offside, I'm expecting her to take this one to the offside, to the leg side. You could see she was lining it up for it. Great adapting there from Stokel, recognising how far outside the off stump it was and punching that way for another 4-2 this over.
Maybe, just maybe, a little doubt in the mind, having bowled straighter last time, saw that ball fly back at her. It's wider again. Oh, very unfortunate for the bowler. The underside of the bat. Very nicely done to Stokel. Another boundary. Still the runs keep coming. 12 now in the over with the ball to come.
He just favoured that sweep shot when it's a little bit fuller, even though it was outside the off stump. A little bit too full this time and caught that bottom edge. Not much the keeper could do there. They get 3 for 2. 12 so far off the over.
The kind of over that Ireland needed. They might look for 2, and Prendergast says no. 13 off the over, and suddenly Ireland are ahead of the Duckworth Lewis Stern. 124 for 2 they are after 15.
Yeah, Duckworth Lewis Stern rewards wickets of the batters, obviously. If you can maintain not losing too many wickets, that does help you out with the equation.
It does, but I suppose mentally as well, when you're out in the middle and you see that you're behind by 10 or 11, maybe there's a little something that switches you on. Oh, there's somebody with a sense of humour behind the scenes, 2 wicket-keepers. Julia Price is a multiple World Cup winner. I played a little bit, still play.
No, I don't.
You coach. Let me be clear to anybody watching right now. Julia Price is not only an extraordinary coach, but a very motivational coach, but she's also done one of the most extraordinary things, and she was coaching the individual who has become the first ever to take 9 wickets in a T20 international innings. Laura Cardoso of Brazil, 9 for 4.
As much as I'd like to take credit for for her bowling, unfortunately that wasn't a whole lot to do with me. She's just been getting better and better every year. Only 21 years old.
Oh, and there's an edge. It might work out favourably for Ireland. They'll get at least 2 here. Almost at the boundary rope. Stokel was interested in a third initially, but sent back, and probably wisely, by Prendergast, so she stays with just the 2. You were involved. Am I right in saying as well there was a catch that went down?
Yes, the wicketkeeper did drop one. I don't know if that would have meant she would have got 10 wickets, but...
Straight. Sensational, but that was not the greatest fielding attempt. Again, the 2 Starfielders, Sanandana Beg, long on and long off, coming together. And this goes past the captain over the rope for 4.
It's a tough end to defend. It's a bit short. And she's managed to just run past this one. A little bit of a bounce and plug. Ran past it. That's where you went. Yeah.
This one through the gap beautifully. Some glorious stroke play from Rebecca Stokel, who's edging ever closer to a half-century here.
This is wonderful to see from Stokel. Stays leg side of the ball, couple little steps, opens it up so she can just hit to the right-hand side of extra cover. No protection back there. Wonderful batting.
Slightly upish, and Rebecca Stokel scrambles through for the single. She's now got her joint highest score in T20 internationals. She's never got to 50, despite her prodigious potential and ability.
I've just given you the look. You can't be saying that.
It's context, Julia. It's not a jinx, it's context.
Just wait till she gets the 50.
Smashed. And that's very well fielded. Ramim Shamim will be applauding her fielder. And captain, end of 16. Ireland 136 for 2.
That was a magnificent effort there by the captain down at long off, and she's just maybe going to have to get a little bit of attention. It, threw everything at that one after misfielding the previous ball for 4.
Well, that's a decent-looking batting card for Ireland. Alana Dalzell has only recently been promoted up the order domestically, but now she's doing that only for the 2nd time internationally. She finds herself having opened the bowling and the batting in today's tie against Pakistan. But Amy Hunter was superb. Half-century, 56 or 44. Rebecca Stokel, though, has motored along since she initially joined Hunter at the crease, and Prendergast going along nicely too. She's on 8, maybe just... a chance to see her face a few more deliveries. She's struck a few powerfully, but maybe not gained as many singles as she would like. Usually rotates very nicely. But look at the returns for the spin bowlers. And after Fatima Sana and Diana Beg had initially conceded a good few, it was Sadia Iqbal and initially Ramim Shamim who pulled it back. Nasha and Aisha Zafar as well have bowled very nicely in the context of the game. This is maybe worse than it seems. We initially thought it might be a finger problem, but it looks like she's holding on to her left rib cage here, is Fatima Sana.
Possibly rolled on the ball. That's never a fun thing to do. And it does hurt an awful lot, and that's a big loss for Pakistan. Hopefully She isn't injured too badly. Mightn't be able to complete her overs, I wouldn't think, but certainly hope she can complete the series as well.
So, not ideal news for Pakistan. Looks like Tuba's son has made her way onto the park. But more than anything else, it's losing your leadership at a time when it's most required on the field. 4 overs to go. Ireland require 41 for the win. Iqbal.
This is the little shuffle around as well of the bowling attack. Normally, Sana Khan would be bowling in the death overs, so they're going to have to find someone else to squeeze in that. There is a big opportunity here for Ireland. The unfortunate injury to Fatma Sana Khan. A little bit of a break, maybe also again another positive for Pakistan, just to shift the momentum.
Powerfully struck, and it's again wide of Diana Baig, and that is over the boundary for 4. Prendergast takes Ireland to 140. 37 away from a win now.
Yeah, lovely shot. This has timed it to perfection since she's come out, just using that width and the angle right into her hitting arc. Whether they need to squeeze these fielders on the boundary marginally. Make her try and hit a little square if she wants to try and find that boundary.
Sadia Iqbal is not unaccustomed to bowling in pressure situations, though. Use of the feet, goes offside, inside out, and another 4. Paula Prendergast is taking the attack to one of the world's best bowlers here.
Yeah, well, she is the #1 T20 bowler at the moment, according to the ICC rankings, and Paula Prendergast is making it look like a club cricketer at the moment. She's hitting her all over the park and just bringing Ireland right into this game. 33 now off 22.
Worked away, rotating the strike. They'll look for 2, and they're going to come back for a second. Stokel is quick, so is Prendergast. That's 10 off the first 3 deliveries of Sadia Iqbal's 3rd over. And a 50 partnership that comes up. Ireland are 4 away from the 150. The 50 partnership up between Prendergast and Stokel, who's contributed 33. It should just be the 1, and that'll bring Stokel on strike. Diana Baig quickly onto it. So 11 off the first 4 deliveries of Sadia Iqbal's over. Rebecca Stokel, 2 away from a first half-century in T20 international cricket. Turned it away spectacularly, and what a way to go to your maiden half-century. Rebecca Stokel, take a bow.
What a wonderful innings from Stokel. She's just looked good from ball 1, and we were talking about the opportunity that she's got to move into the #3 position because of Gabby Lewis's absence, and this is going to make the selectors and the coach have a bit of a look about where she normally would bat, normally 5, 6, coming in around that sort of period of the game, and it's been an outstanding effort from her today.
And for a tall player to go solo down on one knee and play it square. This one she runs fine, and it might go chase on here. Big chase on as well. That's a tremendous effort fielding-wise. They'll come back for a 3rd, though. And it'll be Stokel who maintains strike. End of 17. Ireland 154 for 2.
18 off that over. Wonderful over. Just reading the game was absolutely brilliant from Stokel there. Knew that Sadia Iqbal was trying to take out the space, and just was able to step inside the line and take a few to the leg side, and just hasn't really played a lot through square of the wicket today, but beautiful down ground, quite innovative. Punched the ball around for the singles and still hit plenty of 4s. Wonderful effort from her.
Now, Rebecca Stokel has had to reinvent her game on a couple of occasions for different reasons. And one of them is she broke her back as a teenager. When she was a bowler. She spent a year bedridden, returned to cricket as a batter because she couldn't bowl any longer. And then she's had to reinvent her batting game. From somebody who's largely played down the ground as an opener to batting in the middle order, and to make use of her ability to clear the ropes late on in an innings. Diana Baig is back into the attack. Stokel down the ground for one. Ireland 22 away from a win. 17 balls remaining.
Again, just using those feet. She's got good reach as a tall batter. Looking to target that short boundary straight. He's got the field set back, but at this point, Stokel's just going high risk, high reward.
Bangs it in short, it's cut away, it's high, it's over the infield as well. We'll get at least a couple.
Yeah, wonderful shot from Prendergast. Dug it in short, smart bowling from Baig, but Prendergast was up to it, just went with the bounce, had enough on it to get it over the infield, and smart cricket again. They've sort of gone away from the singles. They're looking for doubles, they're looking for boundaries. 20 off 16 now required.
When you've got 8 wickets in hand, you don't want to say it's a given, but certainly the odds are with the batting side at this stage. 8 wickets in hand, 20 required off 16. When you've got somebody of Prendergast's quality and somebody who's as in as Stokel is, odds are certainly favouring Ireland currently. And that is beautifully lofted. Another magnificent stroke from all of Prendergast. Down on one knee, couple of bounces over the rope.
Yeah, wonderful shot. Got a timing all right here. Diana Baig just putting this one just on the leg stump, and it was a real gift for Prendergast. She says, thank you very much. We're nearly at runner ball now.
She doesn't want to miss out on anything down leg side. This one offside. It's a blistering effort. One bounce for, and it's less than a runner ball required now. Ireland are romping in this chase.
Well, Prendergast has just timed her innings here. Really complimented Rebecca Stokel, who set the foundation for Ireland. And Prendergast now is just reaping the rewards. Some not necessarily poor bowling, but ineffective bowling at the moment from Diana Baig. This pitch is playing absolutely beautifully. And it's got another game on it tomorrow as well. No doubt West Indies will be having a good look at that.
Oh, Diana Baig, how does she pull this back? How does she get Pakistan back into this game? Lays it in short, and Prendergast says thank you very much. Delivers a boundary again. It's 3 on the trot now in this over.
Well, the shorter ball was a good option, but not if your batter is going to stay leg side of the ball. There's no protection back on that offside, and she's just punched that over the top of the infield. One bounce for. Wonderful batting from Prendergast. Gave herself some room. Maybe not one bounce, 2.
This one Fuller into the pads. It'll be a dot ball to finish. 15 off Diana Baig's second over. Ireland are 8 away from a win, 169 for 2.
This is where Pakistan really could have used their captain. Masana Khan has gone off the field at this point. A little bit of a rib injury. Rolling on the ball, trying to save a boundary. Did an excellent job of doing that as well. Just have to have a little switch around here of who's going to be bowling in these death overs. 6 bowlers used today, only 5 in their previous game. Aisha Zafar coming in for her 4th over.
Ooh, that was very straight. Stoker worked it away nicely indeed. And comes back for a second.
Yeah, very nicely played. Really adjusted her weight. Tall batter came forward and was able to just shift back with a slightly fuller delivery. Excellent piece of work in the field as well from Pakistan. Still get through for 2.
Looping ball. Rebecca Stoker, who's playing the innings of her T20 career here. Just takes Ireland to within 1 stroke of victory. Oh, and that's a think about it. Prendergast is giving out LBW. Shazafar. What was that? I think the initial appeal was for leg before. Winnie Miley then took it out wide. I think the little think from George Brolly was about the leg before call.
A little bit disappointing for Ola Prendergast. Wonderful partnership with her and Rebecca Stokel. Getting them into that winning position, it would have been wonderful to see her out there to hit the winning runs. We see Leah Paul come in and have another look at this dismissal. Initially the LBW shout, as you mentioned, Dwayne. It's come off the thigh pad. Runs out of a crease. That would be given a run out, but the umpire has given that LBW. Takes his time. Very thoughtful.
Yeah, you want an umpire to consider. So Ireland, they have got their highest ever total against Pakistan in T20 international cricket, and they're looking to chase down their greatest ever chase in a T20 international. They are 5 away from victory.
Well, Zafar might be a little too late for the comeback unless she can pick up a hat-trick.
This is cricket. What was that about calling it early, Julia?
Look, I'm the Australian here. I can I can throw it out there.
Leah Paul going for the reverse with her first. She's got time. 8 balls remaining. Worked away. We'll look for 2. Leah Paul very quick between the wickets. You want to be throwing Stokel's end, and indeed they do.
He just really dragged this one. Didn't quite get the timing right, but because of that, they got through for the 2.
Well, it's teed up nicely here for Leah Paul. 1 delivery remaining in the over. That's 3 to win. A boundary will seal the victory for Ireland. Calling for 2, calling for 2. And scores are level. 1 over remaining. Ireland 176 for 3. They need 1 run to win.
Wonderful batting then from Leah Paul. Didn't try and overhit it, just wanted to hit the space. Knew that was 2 off the bat. Very, very smart cricket.
It was, but I'm going to ask you here, Fatima Sana going off, maybe, just maybe, you've got to ask questions about some of the field placings. Final ball of the over, field is so incredibly spread. Was that to prevent the boundary, or, I mean, what would the thinking be, do you imagine?
Well, potentially, yes. But you also need to, when someone comes in early in their innings, the easiest shot is to hit straighter. So you don't really necessarily, you want them to be able to play across the line and try and play a high-risk shot so that you might still pick up the wicket. So, yeah, just leaving that space open at mid-wicket there just makes it a bit tougher, plus it being a left-hander.
So, Saira Jabin, she will bowl the final over. How many deliveries before Ireland secure victory, or can she produce the unthinkable? Sport is, by its nature, so very unpredictable. It's one of the reasons we love it.
A bit of pressure on her as well. Hasn't bowled an over so far. And she's got to bowl the last one.
She batted well.
She did bat very well.
Give it to the confident player. Bangs it in short, and it'll be worked away for victory. The highest successful run chase in women's T20 international cricket for Ireland. They claim a 7-wicket win against Pakistan in the third match of the Evara Women's T20 International Tri-Series. Here at Castle Avenue in Clontarf, it's celebrations all round for the home side, and they will feel delighted. Rebecca Stokel finishes on an unbeaten 60, her highest score after her first half-century in women's T20 international cricket. For Pakistan, it'll be back to the drawing board, back-to-back defeats now to West Indies and Ireland in that order. But for Ireland, a victory before they face West Indies in match number 4. Julia Price, your take on Ireland's highest ever run chase?
Yeah, I thought they looked really, really good from the start. Amy Hunter off to an absolute flyer. It was clear what her role was, and it was to try and find as many boundaries as possible during that power play. It was supported by Alana Dalzell. She's in there at the moment as an interim. We know that, but I think it's a great opportunity for her because, as you mentioned, she's been playing in the Super Series as an opener. Obviously, Gabby Lewis will come straight back in for the World Cup, and that, if anything, strengthens this top order. And that top 5 at the moment with Amy Hunter, then you'll have Gabby Lewis, Rebecca Stokel, Orla Prendergast and Leah Paul. Makes it a really, really nice top order. But the positiveness, the way they played today compared to the way that they played against the West Indies, they were hitting space, they were smarter about what they were doing, and they didn't just throw away their wickets. So I thought the way that they went about chasing that total today was very, very good.
341 runs as well between the two sides, highest ever aggregate between the two. But Ireland doing tremendously in chasing down 177. Well, 180 looked to be a par score, many felt. Pakistan just shy of that, but it seems not even that would have prevented Ireland from getting across the line today. Now, where did this match change for you?
Well, I mean, this innings or the match, do you think?
The match.
Well, I think it changed from ball one. I thought Amy Hunter was probably key in ensuring that there was a really good foundation for Ireland to excel from. But when Rebecca Stokel came out and she was scoring at probably a runner ball up until she was about 17, 18 balls, and then she just accelerated, started using her feet, coming down the wicket, and obviously a few partnerships as well. Prendergast and Stokel together, 51 off 28 balls. It just looked far too easy for them. Obviously, the pace bowling from Pakistan today, again, was just not quite on the ball, and that's a real weakness, I feel, of Pakistan. They're going to have to go away and think, what are we doing with our bowlers? Their spinners are bowling quite well, but their pace bowlers are really struggling at the moment, and they don't have too many other options.
Pakistan got off to a brilliant start, though. They had Muniba Ali at the top of the order. Siddiqui 65 off 41. It was a patient innings to start with, and then Gul Firoza batted beautifully for her 32 off just 15. A strike rate of nearly 215. Jabin batted nicely as well, 36 off 33. A couple of other starts, not really getting going. Aisha Zafar would feel she missed out today, but dismissed by the wily Arlene Kelly. Dalzell, very nice the way she bowled up front. She caused a lot of trouble. She got a few edges, although many catches were put down. The partnerships, not really much to speak of, except for the Muniba Ali-Sada Jabin partnership, which looked very valuable for Pakistan in the middle order. But wickets falling towards the end meant that Ireland dragged back what could have been a potential powerful innings for Pakistan. The bowling card, Ava Canning with 2 wickets again in the match, 2 for 35 today after taking 2 wickets against West Indies in the 8-wicket defeat to the Maroon Warriors. Dalzell, Prendergast and Kelly with a wicket apiece. A little expensive, Amy Maguire, but she bowled nicely in patches. So 176 for 6 was the target that Pakistan had laid down. 177 for victory required by Ireland, and they got off to a beautiful start. Julie, you spoke about Amy Hunter's innings and the way she played there, and it was the repertoire of shots as well. She started with a back foot punch. There were laps, there were drives. She got about every shot she could into that half-century before Stokel came and closed the match out.
Yeah, and again, I think Stokel just allowed Stokel to come out and just play her own game. We've spoken about also the opportunity that she's got at the moment without Gabby Lewis being there as well, and she's really taken that. And I think the team's going to be very excited. Even if she has to drop back to 5, they know that she can do this. She's now going to take that confidence from that innings into the rest of this series and then into the World Cup. So I think it's a wonderful thing. Tector, we didn't see her today, but she was very good the other day. She is going to be an absolute superstar. We haven't seen her bowl either yet, which will hopefully sometime over this series. But have a look at those partnerships, and that's what I really like to see. 44, 51, 77. They didn't have the partnerships the other day when they played against the West Indies, and just a lot smarter about how they went about it.
They built into their chase, certainly Ireland, and they were able to, as a result of that platform, claim their largest ever chase in T20 international cricket. The Ireland women's team victorious. Pakistan, well, they bowled well in patches, and to be fair, Sadia Iqbal bowled better than her bowling figures would suggest. 0 for 33 is what she ends with, Sadia Iqbal, but she, Rameem, Nashra, Aisha Zafar as well, they bowled with the kind of intent that could have pulled the game back for Pakistan. Maybe a little bit of fielding let them down. A few catches dropped by Pakistan as well. Ultimately, it was Ireland who romped to their largest ever successful run chase in women's T20 international cricket. That's the tale of the tape. Ireland women win by 7 wickets with 5 balls remaining, chasing down 177. Now over to Isabel Joyce, who's standing by for the post-match presentation.
Thanks, guys, and welcome to the post-match presentation. We're going to have the player of the match first, and I'd like to welcome up Cricket Ireland CEO Sarah Keane to present the awards. A couple of honourable mentions. Maniba Ali made 65 from 41, Amy Hunter 56 from 44, but for her 60 from 42, it's Ireland's Rebecca Stokel.
Hi, thanks, Emma. Amazing, thanks, Emma. I love watching you out there. Well done. Thanks. Well done. Thank you.
Stokey, congratulations. What a brilliant innings. Just talk us through what was going through your mind at the start and how you went through things.
Hard to think back, I guess. I was just trying to build a partnership with Amy at the start. She was hitting it really well, and I think I definitely struggled at the start, so I was trying to get down the other end. And then look, when Orla came in, I don't think there's anyone else you'd want to bat with in that situation. So yeah, really enjoyed it out there and glad we got the win.
It felt like there was a bit of a shift in momentum at one stage there with you and Amy in particular. Did you have a chat between you?
Yeah, I think we were just making small targets. We obviously knew they had a lot of runs on the board. But playing here, I guess it's a quick outfield and there's definitely areas of the ground we can target. So yeah, that's what we were trying to do.
Finally elevated to number 3, a position you enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. I think just love the opportunity to bat up the order. So yeah, really enjoyed it.
Well, congratulations on a well-deserved Player of the Match award. That's Rebecca Stokel. And now I'd like to call upon Pakistan's Vice-Captain Maniba Ali Siddiqui. Hard luck, first of all. Well batted yourself. From a team point of view, you must have been pleased with the batting, not as pleased with the bowling.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, batting efforts was good, but not from the last 5 overs. I think we could have done much better and we could have gone above 190. And yeah.
From a batting point of view, though, it feels like the team is starting to get more people contributing, which must be pleasing to your team.
Yeah, Sarah came in, she's contributing, and a lot of new faces are in our batting side, which really helps us, and they are playing the kind of cricket the management wants, and I'm very happy for them.
Finally, you had a 6th bowler today. Aisha Zafar came in, took 2 wickets. You must be happy to have a little bit more variation. You only had 5 bowlers the first game, so that's a positive to take.
Yeah, obviously she's our 6th bowling option, and she bowled pretty well for her 3 overs.
Okay, well, hard luck today, and we'll see you again very soon. Thank you, Maniba Ali Siddiqui. Finally, it's Ireland's captain, Orla Prendergast. Very different chat today, Orla. First of all, from a personal perspective, you must have really enjoyed coming in that situation, and then the way you and Rebecca Stokel went about things.
Yeah, delighted. I suppose it's an easy enough equation when you go in at the end there. To just take the game on where I was going so well made my job a lot easier, and once we found a flow, it was very fun.
Bowling wise, it was up and down, but you finished so strong. How much did you take from those final 2 overs into your batting innings?
Yeah, huge momentum. I always think that those last 2 overs are always so crucial. So I suppose to finish like that, it definitely felt like it swung our way just for the batting innings, and it's such a nice ground to chase on that 180 was definitely a well chaseable score, which we showed.
Well, I don't know if you know this. That was Ireland's highest ever chase in T20 internationals, but it feels like this team is constantly breaking records, breaking things that have happened before. Is that something that you relish as a team?
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an exciting time for this team. We've put in 2 or 3 years now of consistently winning against teams ranked above us, and the more we consistently we do that, we'll just keep making a bigger name for ourselves. Such an exciting time ahead.
Finally, big game tomorrow against West Indies. Kind of have to win to stay in it with them to try and take this tri-series. How much does it mean winning this game to take into that?
Huge amount. Momentum's the word, I suppose. There's so much belief from that chase, to know that we chased down 180 with a fair few balls to spare, not really that tight in the end, and to show that we can do that against a quality side like Pakistan, there's no reason we can't against the West Indies.
Okay, well, best of luck in that performance. Thank you. That's Ireland's Orla Prendergast, and that about wraps up our post-match presentation. Thank you for joining us for this fixture. For me and the team at this Ireland versus Pakistan win, it's Ireland win by 7 wickets. Join us again tomorrow when Ireland take on West Indies at 4 p.m. We'll be live at 3:45, but for now, it's good night.